Hello and welcome to our training today. Today we're talking about how to successfully build business credit really fast as we get into 2022. At the time I'm hosting this, it is January here. We are starting 2022. And listen, a lot of things changed when it comes to building business credit. But one thing that hasn't changed is that business credit is still probably one of the best tools, the best resources you could use to get money to grow your business. Even if you can't get money any other way, business credit still gives you the ability to be able to get the money you need for your business to fund itself. And today I'm going to map it all out. I'm going to map out every single thing you need to know, the vendors to use, the things, the ways to set up your business that get you approved versus denied. I'm going to show you how we cut years off the business credit building process, condense it to months. I'm going to give you the tips, the tactics that we are using and to help over 40,000 entrepreneurs like you successfully do this and expedite the time frame of building business credit. So today we're going to dive into a bunch of things. We're going to talk about how to build business credit for your EIN without a consumer credit check. Okay, they're going to ask for your social. It's one of the new things that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you how to get around it and not offer a credit check, how you can get around it without a personal guarantee, with no personal liability. If you don't know why that's important, here in a matter of minutes, I'm going to give you a real life story from me in my life to explain why you've got to get away from personal guarantees. Today, I'm going to map out the path to do it. We're going to talk about 12 different factors that determine approval versus denial. Look, a lot of the reasons you get denied for loans and credit lines and credit cards have nothing to do with the fact that you don't qualify. It's not your income. It's not the revenue of the business. It's not your time in business. It's not all these factors that others have convinced you to believe are the reasons you're getting denied. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and go through 12 of the most common reasons we're seeing people get denied when it comes to business credit, and what you need to correct and get improved to be able, or get it improved to be able to get approved. We're also going to talk about the exact steps to build business credit in 2022. These are a little bit different than I've ever laid out before because the process is ever changing. And that's why I wanted to do this starting the new year. If you're going to succeed building business credit, you've got to keep up with the most updated process that gives you the fastest results. I'm going to decode that for you today too. Talk about two different ways to build initial business credit. Look, it's the hardest part. If you're going to get business credit for your EIN that's not linked to you personally, the first thing you've got to do, not the first, but the second thing you've got to do is you've got to build initial credit on that credit profile. It's very hard to do. This is where most people fail. I'm going to show you how to succeed. I'm even going to give you two different ways that you're able to succeed. We're going to talk about the new vendors that you can use in 2022 to build business credit. I'm going to talk to a handful of them and give you a couple of my favorites that are fairly new to the scene. They're going to help you build your business credit even faster. And we're going to talk about how you can get set up with the business credit reporting agencies at no cost. If you try to work with places like D&B, they'll oftentimes charge you upwards of $1,200. I'm going to show you how to waive all those costs to be able to get set up, activate your credit profiles without paying for it. And I'm going to show you exactly how we've taken this process of 3+ years, condensed it to months, which is why we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of positive reviews online, because we figured out this process. Today, I'm going to, again, pull back the curtain and reveal exactly how this is done so you can see how you can succeed, how you can get the results quickly. Now, a couple housekeeping items. Got a lot of people here today. Okay. Going to have a lot of people on our live stream. We've got a live webinar running simultaneously with thousands of people. So unlike usual, where I answer your questions in real time, this time around, I am not going to get your questions till the end. I will stick around. I'll stick around for 32 hours if you need me to make sure your questions are answered. But throughout this, you're not going to have me addressing a lot of the questions, because otherwise this could take us 4 hours to get through. So I'm going to go through, give you all the absolute actionable information you can use to succeed. If you have questions, type them in the chat. When we're done, I'm going to go to the top of the chats. I'm going to start scrolling down and answer every question you have. In the interim, I always like to hear where you're from. So if you don't mind, give me a shout out, especially if you're live on Facebook, if you're Instagram, wherever you're coming in from, YouTube, make sure you give me a shout out and just say, hey, Ty, it's so-and-so, and I'm from Beverly Hills, California. Always like to see where people are tuning in. I always think it's interesting of where people around the world are coming in. So please do me a favor, say hi. And if you're getting value through this, make sure you hit the like button throughout. So are you in the right place? Well, if you've ever tried to get business credit and failed, I'm going to tell you, right off the bat why it causes your failures, and we're going to correct that to help you get approved. We're going to show you where to start. If you've never started building business credit, I'm going to show you the exact places to start to succeed. If you're looking for the fastest path to success, I mean, like, you don't want to spend 3+ years. You don't want to give up like most people do. And by the way, I'm going to really be honest today. I'm going to show you all the questions people are asking, where you're going to get tripped up in the process, and how to not get tripped up to get the fastest results. If you're trying bootstrapping your business, if you're trying to use the profits of the business to grow, and you're kind of running almost paycheck to paycheck in the business, payroll to payroll, let's say, because you don't have access to the money you need to really be able to grow and scale, well, we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about how to use business credit to fund your business so the business can fund itself, so you can reach your revenue and profit goals for 2022. We got to get this right in January to have the best chance of reaching our profit and income goals for this whole year. And we're going to decode this today. I'm going to show you how the business can fund itself. And if you're just ready to take your business to the next level, if you want 2022 to be your best year, better than any other year before, you and I both know it takes money to get there. And today I'm going to show you the path to be able to get the capital you need to actually jump in and be able to succeed. So a lot of stuff we're going to go over. Now, if you're sticking around to the end of this training before the Q&A, you're going to get something worth about $500+ worth of value. And what this is we're going to do a fundability assessment. We're going to help you figure out what's wrong with fundability, what to fix. We're going to get your business credit reports with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian for free. They usually cost you $250. We're going to do a funding assessment to tell you all the funding you can qualify for. It all happens in one consultation. I'm going to tell you in the end how to access that at absolutely no cost, save you a ton of money, and give you everything you need for the strategy to succeed with getting money to be able to grow your business in 2022. So if you're not familiar with Credit Suite, a little bit about us. As of last year, haven't even updated this. We helped over 42,000 people through this process. This is important. Look, you can go and listen. We've got a group of 50,000 people that build business credit. And if you listen to most people in the group, what the advice they're giving, it's just not accurate. They're telling you from their own experience what worked for them. But what we've learned is that the experience changes for every person you talk to. So I'm going to give you what works over the course of 42,000 people helped through this process. So it's not just one guy and, hey, here's what I did and here's how I succeeded. This is, hey, here's 42,000 people, what they did wrong, what they did right, and the fastest path we've actually seen to succeed. We've been ranked Best Entrepreneurial Company by Entrepreneur Magazine in 2018, Inc. 5000 in 2019, 20, and I don't think 2021 has come out yet, but I imagine we will have no problem hitting that list as well. A+ rated with the BBB. We're not accredited. We don't pay the BBB money. If I give the BBB money, they're going to give me an A+. But if I don't give them money, I have to earn it through really good business over the course of a decade. And you'll find that same thing when you look online, as well as hundreds of reviews, as well as hundreds of actual videos, testimonials of people's real results. You can go on our website, literally see hundreds of actual approvals from what we're saying. So I only tell you this just so you know that I'm credible to be able to have this conversation with you today. You'll also see me featured on hundreds of radio shows, TV shows, and podcasts. Look, I was just on CBS yesterday. I have an interview with Fox next or Wednesday. The week before, I had an interview with another Fox station. So I only tell you this because if Fox and ABC and NBC and Inc. and Entrepreneur are all coming to us to be the authority on this topic, it just goes to give you a little bit of insight of how much of this topic we actually know and how much we can actually feedback to you to help you. So a little bit about myself. Over 21 years now in the finance industry. I speak about this worldwide. The author of 2 of the best-selling books on consumer and commercial credit, Perfect Credit and Business Credit Decoded. You'll see me on podcast, radio, TV, Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc. I oversee the largest coaching operation in the United States for business credit, both helping people build business credit and helping people offer business credit as a service. We don't even talk about this aspect. Like, we help thousands and thousands of loan brokers and others help their customers offer business credit. And we're the trusted source nationwide for that as well. So again, just telling you this because I have a lot of experience in this. But how did I get here? It's funny because when I was talking to the news station yesterday, typically when I talk to a lot of these news stations, they say, what got you here? So let me tell you about my personal story because it could very well relate to you, and you'll see what to avoid and why building business credit is so important. So my first business was a mortgage company, and I opened it, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, late nights building it, right? Family goes to bed and I'm back to work till 2, 3 in the morning to only wake up 2, 3 hours later to start my day, right? I mean, you can probably relate to this. So a lot of blood, sweat, tears, late evenings to build that company up. Mortgage crisis occurred, and I experienced firsthand how something like COVID, mortgage crisis can come out of left field, completely knock you off your game. In my world, we could no longer offer the jumbo loans we were offering, and overnight my business was shut down. Tried to keep the business afloat, used personal money to pay my employees. Business failed, but here's the mistake I made. Possibly like you, I actually personally guaranteed most things in my business. So what happened then was that even though I had tons of available credit on my consumer credit cards and I thought I could navigate the crisis, what happened was my business debts started to appear as defaulted accounts on my consumer credit because I guaranteed them all. Then my existing credit card issuers lowered all my limits to exactly what I owed. That crushed my scores and removed every bit of the hundreds of thousands of available credit I thought I had. At the exact same time, business debtors came after me and they cleaned out all my assets. They took everything, including literally took every dime out of my bank account. I went in, I had like $2,000 something. And then I went in the next day, it was negative $2,000 because I had checks written against that money, right? All the checks bounced. It was a complete nightmare. Walked away from the bank account, was in check systems for years, struggling to get another bank account, pushed nearly to the brink of personal bankruptcy, literally was passing bad checks just to try to get my power back on, because being in Florida in the summer without AC is not a great place for a family to be. So literally trying to pass bad checks to get my power back on. I mean, that was one of the lowest points I've ever had in my life, the lowest. And at that moment, I really stopped doing business to make money and started doing business to help people. And this freaks a lot of people out to this day. A lot of people say, Ty, I don't even begin to understand your model. Like, why is it that you just give away and teach everything and don't ask for anything in return? It's because in my heart, if you really want to help people, then them having the money or not having the money to pay you shouldn't be a barrier. If your real goal is to help people get the end result. And so that day changed my life. And ever since, I've been helping entrepreneurs understand the system, because what happened was I sat at my computer one night after customers in the consumer credit space started to ask me about business credit. I started to help people fix consumer credit, sat at the same desk here. And what happened was all of a sudden, I started to realize that if I had business credit, I could have saved myself. I would have separated my personal and business liability. My business could have failed, but not affected me and disastrously on the financial side, but on the personal. And all of a sudden, I realized that if I didn't know this, then other people didn't know this. And I made the conscious decision to start teaching. And here's a PowerPoint slide from one of the first PowerPoints I ever did 12 years ago on this topic. You couldn't find it on YouTube. You couldn't find it on Google. Nothing about building business credit existed. Only the biggest businesses in this country knew about it. Okay. And so then I decided it wasn't fair. I wanted to even the playing field. I wanted to tell entrepreneurs exactly how this worked. And I went and learned it. I used to call the Dunn's number a Duns and Bradstreet. I didn't even know. None of us knew. I didn't know. I had to go get the education. I had to get their flyers from their products and learn how everything worked. And in real time, we'd start to teach entrepreneurs. And since that day, I've never stopped. We've helped now over 40,000 people through this process, paid, not even including all the people for free that have used our information to get the results. We've developed the best system in the country to help people expedite this. I'll show you how our clients are using that to succeed. And now, by building business credit, I've been able to be able to use business credit to build an 8-figure business successfully now with 80 plus employees that come to us all around the world, and be able to help a lot of people. And I can't tell you how rewarding that is. My partners will email me or text me and say, hey, man, here, look at this message I just got. The hair on my arm stands up because of somebody they just helped. And you're going to hear a lot of these stories throughout today and what that person we helped actually did to grow their business, to hire people, to solve other people's problems. It's honestly the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life, is be where I am with you today. And that's how I got here. And I'm going to help you avoid all my mistakes and actually learn from these successes to expedite your results. But look, let's be honest. A lot of entrepreneurs believe that you can't get money with bad credit. I'm going to show you how you can. A lot of entrepreneurs think you can't get money without collateral, or you can't get money as a startup. I'm going to show you today how you can. A lot of entrepreneurs think you can't get money if you've been turned down, or that you can't get business credit. I'm going to show you why so many people have these beliefs, where they're failing, and what you need to do to turn it around and actually succeed. A lot of entrepreneurs believe you can't get money without a personal guarantee. I've had literally these long-winded debates with people that say this isn't even possible, but they're making mistakes, crucial mistakes, in building business credit that I'm about to reveal to you and show you how to actually succeed. So today, I'm going to put to bed every one of these disbeliefs, and I'm going to show you what actually is possible. So why do you even want to build business credit? Well, first of all, it doubles your borrowing ability. When you build business credit, you have a consumer credit profile, then you have a business credit profile, and both can be used to get you money. But there's one big difference. The difference is that this business credit profile, the limits on these credit cards, the limit on this amount of money that you're getting based on the business is 10 to 100 times higher than this consumer credit profile. It's not my opinion. That's from SBA. And there's a reason for that. Because as an entrepreneur, you will never need to spend $10,000 on computers with Dell for your house, right? You don't need that. Okay, I'm in my house. My son has a computer. My daughter has a computer. I've got a computer with a couple monitors. None of these cost even close to 10 grand. But as an entrepreneur, I need 10,000 in computers and then some. The appetite for spending as entrepreneurs is way higher than with consumers. And so what happens is the limits on business credit accounts are substantially higher than consumers. This is where people screw up. Entrepreneurs try to build their business using consumer credit cards that were never designed or created for that purpose. The limits are too small to do that. So we got to move you to where the limits are massive. I mean, 10, 20, 30, $40,000 approval limits in 90 days or less. I'm going to show you how to do it today. I'm going to show you actual result after result after result of where people are actually getting this. And I'm going to then show you how to do it. Hey, really high limits really quick. Then you use that to fund your business. It's one of the huge benefits of business credit. Plus, you can get approved when you can't get a loan. In order to get financing, a loan, a credit line, you have to have what I call the 3 C's. And this is what a lot of news stations interview me to talk about. You got to have collateral. You have to have cash flow. You have to have good credit. You have to have one of those. If you want SBA, you have to have all 3. Most entrepreneurs don't. If you're starting your business, you don't have cash flow and you don't have good credit because you probably are an entrepreneur and take risks. I had to be careful to put this finger down, not the middle one, notice. And then you might not have collateral, stocks, bonds, 401ks. You go all in and risk everything. I just had lunch with one of my entrepreneur buddies and we just laughed about that, about how conservative investing is not for us. So we want to go all in for home runs or strikeouts. Like that's it for us. Like we're either going to strike out or we're going to hit a home run. So a lot of entrepreneurs as a result don't have collateral. You don't have good credit. I'm going to show you how to get money, even if that's the case, even if you're a brand new business. We're going to talk about how to use business credit to get loans and credit lines to be able to fund your business and grow. We're going to talk about how business credit is going to give you a competitive advantage. By having access to the ability for your business to fund itself gives you a huge advantage over anybody else that doesn't have that same thing. And 90% of entrepreneurs don't know what I'm about to teach you today. It's not my statistic. That comes right from Entrepreneur Magazine. Okay, beyond that, anybody can build business credit if you have a business in the United States. I'm going to show you the formula today. I'm going to decode it. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I don't care if your credit's 350. I don't care if you have no collateral. I don't care if your last 9 businesses crashed and burned and you don't have a dime and you're just getting this one started with $500 in your pocket. You can still build business credit and use it as a way to fund yourself, the business. And I'm going to show you how to do it. You can get business credit for all sorts of businesses. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. I don't care if you're operating a sewing business, an online e-commerce business, if you're in the marijuana business. I don't care if you're a pawn shop, a trucking operation, a credit repair company. I'm going to show you how, no matter what industry you're in, how to do this. And I'm going to show you how what industry you're in has probably tripped you up before with getting money and how to fix it so it doesn't trip you up anymore. Okay, a lot of business owners don't realize that even nonprofits can succeed building business credit. You don't have to buy shelf corporations and bogus trade lines and all this crap that people sell you for thousands of dollars. You're going to walk away from today with the exact formula to succeed for free. Don't get me wrong. I'll show you a paid path as well. If you want to see how our clients even expedited their results, that's fine. We'll talk about that. But you're going to walk out of today with the exact roadmap to success without spending thousands of dollars on trade lines, shelf corps, all this crap that people sell you. Okay. Now, you also need to know that business credit determines three things. It's very important. It determines if you're going to be approved or denied financing, how much money you're going to get, and the terms you'll pay. It's also why news stations oftentimes interview me. Why do business owners get denied? Part of the reason is they don't have business credit. And they don't realize that lenders and credit issuers are using business credit to determine if you should get approved, how much you get, and the rates and terms you pay. So if you want the most money, the best terms, you got to build business credit. Business credit's the key to getting money. And here's what's even scarier. You can and will be denied financing even if you have no business credit, because this is what happens. When you have no business credit, you will be issued failing business credit scores, just like this. These are real snapshots from an Experian commercial credit report. You can see all zeros here, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's all zeros because the credit profile, the Experian saying the person has no credit, never has. But they're also saying that they are a 6 financial stability risk score and a 28 IntelliScore. Let me give you some insight of what this means. The financial stability risk score literally depicts your risk of going bankrupt in the next 12 months, ceasing operations, closing your door, business failure, kaput, you're done. That's what financial stability risk score depicts. Here's what's scary. The score goes from 1 to 100, with 100 being the best. This person is a 6, about a higher risk as you can get a business failure, and they have no business credit. Just because Experian knows they exist and knows they have no credit, Experian automatically says this person is a massive risk of failure. So if you ever get denied for loans and credit lines, now you're starting to get a look at why. Because lenders and credit issuers see that you're a huge risk of failure. And the reality is, it's not because you've done anything wrong. You just don't have any credit. So one of my really good buddies, John, who actually we're getting media with right now to go to radio. And John came to me and said, dude, I don't know what to do. The bank just called my credit line due. Now, if you don't know what that means, what it means is he had a credit line for $250,000. And the bank said, we're closing this, and everything you have outstanding that you owe right now against that $250, you need to pay us back within 30 days. A call nobody wants to get. He said, they said it's because of business credit quality. I don't know what to do. I've never had anything like this happen. We pulled his business credit. This is what we found. I said, John, you don't have any business credit established. That's the problem. He said, that's impossible, man. He goes, I buy millions of dollars of media every single month. I said, yes, but the media companies aren't reporting the credit they're giving you to the reporting agencies. That's one of the biggest reasons that people don't have business credit. I'm going to talk to you about this problem today. I'm going to show you how to fix it by what we call payment experiences, and how to get credit with credit issuers that will give you multiple payment experiences to radically quickly fix this problem. But it's a real problem, and it's a problem we have to avoid with you as well. Now, here's the great news. Even one account like this, and I'll tell you which account this was later when we talk about building initial business credit, even one account like this will automatically take you from a bad credit score to a good. You can see now they're 96 on IntelliScore. They were like a 28. They jumped now about as high as you can get. They're now do a financial stability risk score of 55. They jumped up to mid-risk level with financial stability score because of one account, which I'm going to tell you about later, being added to the business credit profile and score. You can see here that they went from very high risk to low risk. And I love this graph, even though it's little here, because you can see they went from that same 28 score up to the 90s because they added one account to the business credit report. That's the great news. The bad news, you can be issued failing credit with no credit on your report. Good news, you can fix it with one account being added. I'm about to show you in minutes how to do this. Now, here's the other cool thing that we figured out by helping 40,000 people through this process. Also, if you look at this box, there's 3 things that the credit bureau, Experian, Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet says to lenders that they think is the most important for the lender to know. IntelliScore just depicts how you pay your bill. Do you pay on time or not? Financial stability risk score. Are you going to go out of business? These 2 are really important for lenders to know, is what Experian is saying. But there's a third thing on here if you look too. Credit limit recommendation. Have you ever got a credit card, a loan, or a credit line, not got a high of approval as what you wanted to have? Has that ever happened? Well, this is why. Because the credit bureau is recommending to the lender and credit issuer how much money you should be lent. And so what we found here, this is really cool, really secret, but really cool. What we found here, helping 40,000 plus people through this process, is that as you can see here, this is that first snapshot of somebody that had no credit. Look at this recommendation, $1,000. Look at this person's recommendation, $2,500, 2.5 times the other person. Here's what's interesting. This person only has one account on their business credit report. Remember, I showed you that. They had one account they added. I'm going to tell you about that account later. And they not only shot their scores up, but they shot up their recommendation 2.5 times what it was. Here's somebody that added 2 accounts to their business credit report, 2 in total, and they're being recommended for nearly $7,000 be lent to them. Here's somebody with 3 accounts, nearly $16,000 in recommendation of credit. Here's somebody with $66,000 recommendation of credit. 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts on their business credit report. And here is what we all want. They're being recommended for $724,000. Think about this. Don't you want a lender or a credit issuer to pull your business credit report? And one of the most important 3 things that the credit bureau tells the lender is, hey, we recommend you give this person $750,000 in funding. Pretty cool, right? And here's how they got there. 15 accounts in their business credit reports. What's interesting is that helping 40,000 people through this process, we found clearly a synergy between the more accounts you add to your business credit reports, the higher the recommendation of credit. So my goal for you today is automated approvals. I'm about to show you what causes denials and how to get automated approvals. But I want you to keep adding accounts to the business credit reports. I'm going to do it and help you do it through a hack called Payment Experiences. And I'm going to show you how to use one account to get multiple payment experiences, because the more of these payment experiences we have, you see, the higher the recommendation of credit, the better chance you have of getting approved for the most money. And that's my goal for you today. I don't want you to walk away with a $1,000 credit card. That's ridiculous. That's a complete failure. If you walked away from this with 5 credit cards with limits under $5,000, it would be a complete failure to me. Complete failure. I need you to get as much credit as you want with $10,000 plus limits. This is part of the path here. I'm going to decode all this as we move forward. Now, here's what's interesting. Every big company in this country uses exactly what I'm about to show you to get as big as they are. Every one. Publicly and privately owned, doesn't matter. All of them are this way. Here's Facebook, for example. Old Zuckerberg, right? 40 trade lines with Experian. Facebook has, a little bit of money. So why are they using business credit? Because it's how they've got as big as they are. Here's a look at Dell with 83 trade lines. Here's a look at Microsoft with 131 trade lines. Here's a look at Apple with 138 trade lines. Here's a look at Pilot Flying J down here in Florida, 153 trade lines. Publix down here in Florida as well, 171 trade lines, right up the road, 40 minutes away in Lakeland. Okay, biggest publicly and privately owned companies. But here's where things really get interesting. This guy right here. If you've ever read Sam Walton's book, Sam will talk about the early days of Walmart while in the 70s, he sat trying to buy the stuff that he needed to put on his shelves. Well, the guy would go to the back room and pull his Dun & Bradstreet credit profile to see if he had good enough credit to be able to give him the money he needed to be able to fill his shelves. From the very beginning days of Walmart, Sam used business credit to build Walmart. Now, let's fast forward to where we are today. In 2022, Walmart is all over the globe with thousands of different locations. They're the biggest retailer in the world. But let me tell you something most people don't know about Walmart. 80% of what Walmart puts on their shelves, they use business credit to buy. Look at this. It's brilliant. It's why they're the #1 retailer. They come in, they go to Bounty, they buy Bounty paper towels using credit, using business credit. They put the paper towels on the shelf. You come in, you give Walmart money for the paper towel. You take the paper towel, you give Walmart money. Walmart takes your money. They use it to pay Bounty. And this is what they do with 8 out of 10. Walk through Walmart and count 1 product, 2 products, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And know that when you get to 1 through 8, that's how many they bought on credit, and only 9 and 10 they bought on cash. Walmart has more equity in business credit than all equity stakeholders combined into Walmart. It is the biggest cash amount that Walmart has is the credit that they have issued. They have 513 trade lines. The trade line is the reporting of one account to the reporting agency. Can you imagine what your credit report would look like as a consumer if I opened it? There were 500 active trade lines on there. That's what Walmart has. It's the reason they're the #1 retailer in the world. It's the reason Apple has hundreds of trade lines on their business credit profile. Apple has like $130 billion in cash and $113 billion in debt. Dave Ramsey guys don't get this. Why would Walmart have $130 billion in cash and $113 billion in debt? It's the reason they're the most profitable company in the world. It's called OPM. They've mastered using other people's money to grow and scale. It's what Facebook has done. It's what Walmart has done. It's what Apple, they all do it. They're using business credit to get as big as they are. But here, let me give you the secret. The secret is you don't have to be big to do it. Here's Mars Incorporated. Mars sells Mars bars. We all know Mars chocolate bars. They have 22 trade lines, but here's where things get interesting. Here's my buddy Jorge, okay, and he had 8 trade lines in the first months of starting business credit. He had a third as many as Mars Incorporated when he just got started. Here's one of two of my friends. You'll hear from them later today. They opened a tax solution company. I'll tell you their story. It's fantastic. Okay, I'm also going to show you how they fixed one thing and got all these denials turned to approvals, and I'll tell you the one thing that they changed. They have 14 trade lines. Mars Incorporated has 22. They have 14. 70% as much from just starting to build business credit. The reason I show you this is this. The biggest companies are using business credit to get as big as they are, and I'm here to break down every barrier and advantage they had for you and teach you how they did it, because even the small guys can do it. Even the startups can have the exact same success. You just have to follow the same formula that they followed. And that's exactly what I'm going to decode for you today. And again, a lot of people are coming in. A lot of you have questions, comments, because I'm going to get to them all. But if I got to them all right now, literally I have probably 50 here, if not 100. I won't be able to get to the content. So I'm not neglecting you here. Tell me where you're from. If you're just coming in live, tell me what state you're in. Tell me what city you're in. I love saying hello at the end, and I will make sure all your questions are answered. Now, will this work for you? Well, business credit is the only financial solution that works for every business if you own a business in the United States. You don't need cash flow, credit, collateral. You don't need the things that qualify you for other kind of funding. So any business can obtain it if you own a business here in the United States. And here's one of my friends, Samnath. Interesting story I'm going to tell you as soon as I read this. So from Samnath, my business is Dragon Gym, a martial arts studio that was founded in 1973 by my instructor, Diego, and took over by my partner and I 10 years ago. About a year and a half ago, my business partner and I decided within 18 months we were going to open our second location. We got connected with Credit Suite and were able to accelerate our timeline and open this location in 6 months instead of 18. Getting the financing meant that we started fulfilling our dream to have 10 or more locations across the country. This is Samnath's story. Now, here's the real story behind this. In 18 months, Samnath opened 2 other gyms. They have 3 gyms open currently because they used business credit and they used their clients. They enrolled with us and used our system to get the result that they got. But they came in and they were able to open 3 locations in the same time they were going to open 1 extra one. Then COVID hit. You don't want to be a martial arts studio in COVID. There ain't no 6-foot distancing there. Then they pivoted using business credit to create an online curriculum, which exploded their business because nobody does online curriculums for martial arts. They did it, used business credit to do it. Now COVID has subsided, not completely. I'm not saying COVID's gone, but their gyms in Pennsylvania are reopened, and they are now opening 3 other locations. 3. So they went from 1 location to now moving towards 6 and an online curriculum, all using business credit to get it when they couldn't get the funding they needed from their bank, just to give you an idea of what's possible. So how do you do this? Well, you start with step 1. And step 1 is you got to fix the problems that will typically get you denied. We call this fundability, okay? This is where everybody screws up. It's where I'm going to spend a little bit of time today, because if I look at the one mistake entrepreneurs make, it's that they go applying for credit and financing wildly when there's no way they should be applying. They got to fix some things right. You got to paint the pretty Bob Ross picture. It's crazy that a lot of people on here might not even know who Bob Ross is, but a whole other story. I'm aging myself. You got to paint the pretty Bob Ross picture of what lenders want to see. You want to make them want to give you money. And if you don't do this, you're going to fail. You're going to fail getting credit lines. You're going to fail getting loans. You're going to fail getting business credit. We got to fix this first. And let me give you an example of what happens when you fix it. Here's the success tax relief, the same one that had 70% of the trade lines that Mars Incorporated had. Here's from them. Quote, "We went to our bank to get a business line of credit and they turned us down. We got started with Credit Suite, set up our business credibly, and built our business credit. After following the steps, we now secured over 96,000 in business credit cards and just applied for the Platinum Amex and got approved instantly with no limit. Now we have 4 to 5 different companies call us every day trying to get us money, and that's a really good problem to have. We're excited, and if we don't have business credit yet, you should get involved with Credit Suite to have the same results we have. So when they came to us as clients, this is what happened. They got denied for the credit cards, they got denied for loan, they got denied for a credit line, everything was denied. We did a check, and what we found was a very common mistake entrepreneurs make. The information they were putting on the application didn't match exactly with what was on Secretary of State. So we updated Secretary of State so it did match. So the lenders didn't think the application was fraudulent. They could verify the business was here because all the information was the same. One change, one only thing we changed. We then sent them back. Let's see what happens. Credit line, approved. Amex no limit credit card, approved. They said, how did you do this? We literally just got denied because we know what the lenders are looking for. And when we fix it and show them what they want to see, then we get approvals, not denials. There's over 125 of these fundability factors. That's one. But when you get this formula right, like they did, you turn around and get denials into approvals. Now, let me give you some more of their story. They started their tax relief business by selling an old pickup truck and a plasma TV. They had $1,200. They used a large part of that to get started with us, as a matter of fact. Then what happens is they got business credit. They started putting yard signs out. They started doing seminars and education. They started growing the business. Over a year, they grew it over $1 million. Now the business does multiple million. Mr. Sample is in multiple different businesses, including the media space. Mrs. Sample is now doing multiple things, including co-authoring a book with Tony Robbins and starting many other businesses as well. And they've used business credit to help them fund all of those businesses. That's what happens when you get this right. So when we talk about fundability, what we basically talk about is it's basically your ability of your business to get money. Okay. And business credit, by building business credit, helps you become more fundable because it improves your overall reputation. So your business paying bills on time is crucial if you want to get good terms on financing versus not so good terms. And we've got to do it through fundability, right? Fundability is the ability of your business to be able to get funding. It's the power of what puts money in your hands. It's the secret formula that lenders and credit issuers have to determine, do you get approved or denied? Let me give you an example. You've went before more than likely to apply for a credit card. And when you get a credit card, as a consumer, you get one of two things happen. You either get approved, and they usually tell you your approval limit right there on the spot, or you get that dreaded message that you'll hear by mail in 7 to 10 days. I don't know about you, but I've never got an approval. That mail letter was never a positive one. It was, hey, we denied you and we pulled Experian, and here's why we denied you. So what happens in milliseconds for a computer to make the decision of approval versus denial? We know it's not a human doing it. We know it's a computer. That's fundability. Fundability is the language per se that's programmed into the computer to determine if you should be approved or denied. And yeah, later parts of fundability might be revenue and, how long you've been in business, but the majority of fundability, the foundation of fundability, has nothing to do with that. It's stuff like making sure your Secretary of State record actually matches. So here's the problem. When you start building business credit, and you have no other credit established, right? You're just starting, you got no other credit established. Then every single thing you put on the application is really, really, really important because lenders and credit issuers don't have a credit profile to go look at. So they're going to scrutinize this application, really scrutinize it, which means we got to know what they're looking for. And then we got to build it exactly as we want them to see. So it's like a checklist. They say, yep, exactly as we want. Check, 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 check. Boom, instantaneous approval. And that's my goal, is that you leave this training not just knowing how to get business credit, but knowing how to get instantaneous and automated approvals when you actually go to apply. That's why you've got to understand fundability. Now, why does this risk matters? Well, this determines if you get business credit, angel investors, venture capital, crowdfunding, money from lenders and credit issuers. This risk that's created by not having your business set up where it's fundable is what will typically get you denied. So let's talk about industry and risk. The industry that you're in can get you denied for credit and financing. There's 2 high-risk buckets, per se, lenders have. There's absolutely face more underwriter scrutiny bucket. Hey, persons in a high-risk industry scrutinize this application more than others. Then there's the other, which you never want to be in, which is the flat out denial, what we call the restricted bucket. Lender will not lend to restricted. Minute they know you're in these industries, you're done. You're out of there. Now, a lot of things can happen to be able to put you in these high-risk industries, okay? It could be, you could be in these high-risk industries because you're in weapons manufacturing or gas stations, consulting. You could be an over-the-road trucker. You could be financial services, credit repair, accountant, attorney, business credit building. Any of that stuff puts us in high-risk categories. And that oftentimes gets us denied. And I'll tell you why it gets us denied. It's because of this right here. Let me ask you a question. If you're live right now, tell me what your NAICS code is. Right now, type it into chat. Let me know what your NAICS code is by typing it into chat. Now, what I will tell you, and I will count the amount of people, and we've got 400 and something right now just in this one room I'm looking at, and hundreds more on the live stream, not to mention the other channels, et cetera, et cetera. I'll tell you how many people can actually answer the question. And I'll guarantee it's less than 5 of what, 1,000, 2,000 plus people here, less than 5 people will be able to answer the question. But here's what you need to know. The code, the industry code, the NAICS code that you're in determines if you're in restricted, in greater underwriter scrutiny, or in the green light go industry list. Guess who determines what NAICS code your business has? You do, unless you don't. Then they decide it for you. Here's what I mean. If you went and opened a bank account for your business, they ask what industry you're in. And if you are like most entrepreneurs, you say something general. I'm in real estate. I'm in consulting, right? What you don't understand is that what they're asking you is what NAICS code you are. Now, NAICS is the North American Industrial Classification System. It's used by everybody in North America to basically put you in certain industries, to classify what industry you're in. Now, it's used by the IRS. It's used by the SEC. It's used to determine statistics for the American business economy, used for all different kinds of reasons. But lenders and credit issuers look at these codes to determine if you're high risk or not. So what we see here is that we've got to avoid high risk codes, and we've got to choose the industry and code that reflects that we're not high risk. Here, I'll give you a simple example of exactly what I'm talking about. By the way, here's where I am so far. I was wrong. Less than 10 people responded. Martin knew his code. Tamala knew her code. Johan knew the code. Jeff knew the code. Jose knew the code. Sonia knew the code. Brilliant Davis. My Brilliant Davis is always here. I know you've got it. And Jeffrey knew the code. And Sandria. So 9 people of thousands knew their code. Let me tell you how to know it right now. All we have to do for free is we go right here to my favorite, the Goog, and we type into NAICS.com. At the top, we go right up here to company lookup. You can't say find your NAICS code. You can't say that you're in real estate. The reason is because if I look at real estate here as an example, real estate has over 30 subcategories. Look at this. This is what's classified as real estate. So when you tell a banker that you're in real estate, you're forcing them to determine which of these 30 categories you're actually in. And I promise you, if you let a lender decide this, they will always put you in high risk. They always protect their own butt, not yours. So you're randomly letting them select a code. They're automatically putting you in high risk. Then because of things called the Small Business Financial Exchange, where all banks openly share information with each other, all of a sudden you went to open a bank account with Bank of America. I'm not going to say Bank of America. Those are the mean guys that cleaned out my bank account and left me trying to pass bad checks. So let me go to Wells Fargo. You think the information you give Wells Fargo belongs to Wells Fargo? Oh, no. They openly share it with all other banks. So you gave one bank the ability to decide your NAICS for you. They did. They put you high risk, and they told all other banks, now, congratulations, you're high risk. You're struggling to get money and don't even know why. We're on what? Fundability factor number 1 here. So this is why you have to know your code. And if I'm applying for financing or I'm getting a bank account and they say, hey, what industry are you in? I say, I am in residential property management, NAICS 531311. That's really specific. They can't screw that up. Now they know the exact code that I'm telling them to choose. And now I've chosen my own. Here's why this is important. Credit suite. We could be an education company. We could be a finance company. We could be a software company. Finance is high risk. I have a choice of what code I'm going to use. Now, I'm not saying to lie or be deceptive. All I'm saying is that if you're like me, you could really be classified in multiple NAICS codes. I could be software, it could be education, I could be finance. I'm not finance. That's high risk. Nope, I don't want that one. Software gives me the greatest multiple if I ever sell the business. So software it is. It's not high risk and it gives me the greatest multiple when I exit. So I'm software. So now when I apply for any credit and financing, I give that NAICS code. I flat out say exactly what the definition of NAICS is. And the result is I'm able to come in and be able to not be seen as high risk. And if lenders, credit issuers, the credit bureaus, anybody argues with me and says, we don't think you're in that, then I supply the information to them to prove it. So for example, I went to Expedite and I said, hey, this is the wrong NAICS, remove it. Here's the correct one. They said, no, sorry, sir, we're not going to do that. We think we have it right. We got it from a third party. I wrote them back and said, yeah, I know who your third parties are. Here's LexisNexis, it's right. Here's Equifax, it's right. Here's Dun & Bradstreet, it's right. Here's my tax returns, it's right. You have it wrong. Tell me why you're doing it wrong, misrepresenting my business when everybody else has it right. You know what they did? They corrected it. They updated. So now everybody's looking at what I want them to look at, NAICS. Now I'm avoiding being put into a high-risk industry because I'm actually coming in here and determining what my code is itself. So again, you want to consider don't do anything dishonest. Ultimately, a lot of us sometimes are in multiple industries. You want to be able to get that right. You also want to avoid using high-risk indicators like credit, financing, trucking, pawn, porn in the name of your company. Look, our name is Credit Suite, okay? We do not live by example. It's harder for us to get merchant accounts, bank accounts, financing, and credit. We knew that coming in. But because this is our area of expertise, we know we can overcome that. Getting money is hard for us because we know the system, right? But if I'm not knowing the system like we do, we wouldn't put credit in our name because it automatically puts us into a high-risk category. You want to avoid indicators that you're in a high-risk category. Now, when you first set up your business name and you're setting up a business to begin with, make sure the name's available with Secretary of State. Make sure you choose a name that's not high risk. Make sure the business name's available for the URL before you do anything. And again, make sure that the name you're indicating is not that you're in a high risk industry. If you've done this, now you've got the right NAICS code. Now you've got a name that doesn't reflect that you're high risk, and it goes a long way to helping you get approved. Use a real deliverable business address. Never use UPS addresses. Never use PO boxes. Here's why. Back in the 80s, the government put them into a separate bucket so the government could recognize the address type. Lenders and credit issuers can now access that bucket. Anytime you use a virtual address, an iPostal, a UPS, a PO box, you will oftentimes get denied for credit financing. Now, you can get a virtual office. A virtual office is different than a virtual address. A virtual office is only delivered through 3 legitimate sources I found: Regis, DaVinci, and Alliance. You have an address that looks like you're in a high-rise building in Tampa, Florida, but the reality is like you're just using it to get your mail there. They get your mail, they scan it, they email it, and you get the ability to have your business be in a high-rise building in Tampa, Florida. It goes a long way to legitimacy. We do. We use a virtual office. Our virtual office is in Kennedy Boulevard, right down the road down here in downtown Tampa. It gives us a ton of credibility. Whenever we change addresses or things change, we never need to change it. So a real physical location, a virtual office goes a long way to helping you actually get approved. Make sure you set up your business entity. It matters. Choose a corporation. It gives you the most credibility. If you're not a corporation, you can change it. Go to your accountant. They can help you. You could choose an LLC as well, but stay away from sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorships are not looked at seriously by lenders, credit issuers, SBA, or anybody else for that matter. Get away from sole prop. And I'm not an attorney. This isn't legal advice. But if you're a sole proprietor, you are the business. The business gets sued, you get sued. You're one and the same. You don't want that to happen. That's ridiculous. My goal here is to help you remove liability. Separate yourself from the business. You can do so by making the business a separate entity, such as a corporation. It goes a long way with lenders and credit issuers. Get an EIN number. If you're a sole proprietor, you don't need an EIN. Get one. Okay. Business credit's built for your EIN. You can't build business credit if you don't have an EIN. It's 100% free if you go to irs.gov. Go to irs.gov, nowhere else. Anywhere else, you'll get to the end of the process and they're going to have you pay money. You don't want to pay money. It's free. Go to irs.gov and get it for free. Get your EIN number set up. Set up your business phone number. But let me tell you a secret. When you start building initial business credit, one of the basic things that credit issuers look for is your phone number listed with 411. That's what they look for. So you can't just have a business phone number. Never use a mobile phone or a home phone. It's got to be listed with 411. I'm going to talk later about how you can actually get your phone number listed with 411. It's very important to getting initial business credit. It's one of the most crucial things of getting initial business credit. Okay, if you can get a business license, get a business license. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a vendor that'll give you a $2,500 credit line just because you have a business license. Here, I'll show you how easy it is. If I go to the Goog, and I type in, hey, Goog, I want a business, let me go here. Let me go Pasco County, business license. Okay, go to the county I'm in, type in business license, even though I'm in Hillsborough County, Pasco is cheaper or shorter for me to type in. Maybe I'm being lazy today. And you can see that the first thing that comes up is right here. It's called business tax receipts is what the license is called. And I can easily get one. I'm not required to, but within minutes, I can fill out an application with the county and I'm able to come in here and get my license for very little money. So if you can get a license for your industry or for your business, get a license for your industry or your business. It's going to go a long way to giving you credibility with lenders and credit issuers. Get a website set it up professionally. Don't use Wix. Don't use somebody else's domain. You need to own the domain. Go to GoDaddy or wherever you want to go. I love GoDaddy. I think they're phenomenal. And buy your actual domain and then buy your hosting there. It's not very expensive, less than $100 a year, I think, to host the website. And then go to a place like monstertemplate.com to have a cheap $100 less website. And then go to Fiverr or Upwork. Upwork and Fiverr, you can hire somebody to put your website up. I just gave you a path using Monster, Template, and Fiverr for less than $200 to throw up a professional website. I'm not saying it's the best way to go. We're redoing our website right now. $35,000, 35 grand. It's what we'll pay. I would never pay that if I'm starting a website. I would pay that if I'm an 8-figure business. But when you get started, I gave you less than $200 way to be able to get your website set up. And also make sure your email is congruent with your website. My email is info@creditsuite.com. Our website's creditsuite.com. Those two need to be congruent. Don't use Gmail. Don't use AOL emails on applications for credit or financing. It throws up red flags that get you denied. Simple fix. Go to GoDaddy, get your website, okay? And then also get your email for free with the website. They give away the emails for free with the website. Make sure it's congruent. Very important. Set up a business bank account. They're not going to verify this when you build business credit, but they're going to ask you for a bank reference, as you will soon see. You're not going to have one if you don't have a bank account set up. So set up your business bank account and make sure it's in your business name. That opens up all kinds of funding for you as well. Set up a merchant account. Give yourself the ability to accept credit cards. PayPal, Square, Stripe, they all have real easy to get loans with 6 months worth of processing history with them. So don't just get a bank account set up, get a merchant account, get PayPal, Square, Stripe, start running money from customers through there as well. Those are real easy ways using merchant cash advances, cash flow financing, PayPal, Square, Stripe loans, even credit lines from places like Fundbox all become available just because you do these. So I'm not just telling you these things because they help your fundability and help you build business credit. I just gave you insight on how to open up easy funding opportunities, how to get easy loans and credit lines just by doing those things as well. Get set up with the reporting agencies. You got to get your DUNS number. You can go to creditsuite.com/DUNS to be able to get it, or go to Dun & Bradstreet. They'll charge you $1,200 to be able to get it. Okay. If you get, I'll show you how to activate your credit profile later, but you can and get your DUNS number at no cost. It takes about 3 weeks or less to typically get it. And a lot of lenders and credit issuers are going to ask for this. Even when they don't ask for it, I still supply it. I applied for a Staples credit card and was denied once for the business. And I called Staples. I said, this is ridiculous. I have plenty of business credit established. You never should have denied me. And they said, you don't have any business credit established. I said, oh, yes, I do. They said, we couldn't find any. I said, I don't know how that's possible, but let me give you the DUNS number. They said, okay. They took the DUNS number. 2 minutes later, they came on and gave me an instantaneous approval. This is why helping 40,000 plus people through this process helps you, because we have all this communal knowledge of what goes wrong and right and how to avoid it. This is one of the things you want to avoid. I supply a DUNS number for all applications for credit or financing because it just gives me legitimacy and credibility, whether they ask for it or they don't. So you want to get set up with the reporting agencies as well. Now, Let me give you another example of what happens here when you do this right. So here's Herman, one of our clients. With Credit Suite, your one-on-one consultant calls within 24 hours of signing up. They call at least 5 times a week in the first 2 weeks. And after that, even though I've been with them several years, I still hear from them. My one-on-one consultant calls me every other Wednesday without fail, and that's absolutely incredible. My favorite line of credit I got using Credit Suite is a $10,000 Amazon card I use to purchase things low and sell high on different marketplaces. I was also able to get a $40,000 Amex card. None of my accounts show up in my personal credit report, so if I max them out, it doesn't hurt me personally. So I was able to purchase 2 properties in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's been a blessing. I should pull up Herman's case study for a reason, because Herman's an example of somebody that got denied, fixed fundability, and started getting these kind of results. Now he's using the money to be able to create a wholesale business to buy low and sell high. He's able to get cash out of credit cards that he's able to flip properties. He got multiple businesses launched using business credit just because he improved his fundability. Now, after you've done that, what do you do now? Well, now we got to get you initial credit. And there's 2 ways to do it. The first way to be able to do, well, I'll show you some approvals first. When we talk about building business credit, these are some of the results that I promised you to show you what this looks like. So here's somebody that just went from Sam's Club at $8,000 to a $16,000 account. I told you I was going to show you how to get $5, $10, $20, $30,000 limit accounts. These are real results. Here's somebody got $4,000 with pennies, $3,000 at Sam's Club just getting started. Here's a $5,000 Amazon card. Here's a at $10,000 that they got bumped up to. Here's an $8,000 Sam's approval, Jiffy Lube $1,400, Amazon $5,500 approval here. Here's other recent approvals, although I see Texaco, I don't see the amount they got approved with. Here's JCPenney with a $2,000 limit. Here's a $10,000 limit MasterCard they can use anywhere. Here's a $7,500 Amazon, $3,500 Amazon, Pilot Flying J, $1,000 a week, which is $4,000 a month. Here's another $10,000 approval. Here's a $15,000 Platinum Navy Federal Credit Union. Here's 4 cash credit cards that they got approved for, what we call bank credit. Here's a Dell financing for $10,000, Dell Financial Business, $10,000 credit, $40,000 leases, Lowe's $5,000 as well. And here's all the approvals you can see from those as well. Here's too many to mention. Well, let's just say here's a 3,000 approval, 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 1,500, 1,000, 2,000, 1,600. I mean, this person's sharing 15, 20 different approvals here. Here's a $12,500 approval. You can see here's a Wawa for $4,000. Here is a Summa Office Supplies. I don't see an approval amount here. Here's a Phillips 76 for $5,000. Here's a SunTrust approval here. Here's a $2,500 approval, a $3,500 approval, $10,000 approval, another $10,000 approval, 4 bank credit cards here, including Amex. Too many to count. I don't know. Let's do this 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Let's say 36 cards there, $200,000 in cash credit. Here's more cash credit cards with multiple $10,000 limits. Here's another, 16 approvals for credit cards using the system I just showed you. You get what I'm saying? This is why I show you this. And by the way, I'm not done. By the time we're done today, you'll see over 100 real examples of approvals, people's actual credit profiles, the results they got. You'll see actual testimonies. You'll see all of this. So you don't just think I'm somehow making this stuff up. You can actually see real results that people are getting using this. But how do you do it? Well, there's 2 ways to build initial business credit. The first is using a program called Credit Line Hybrid. It's my favorite way to start building business credit. The goods are it's no doc, 0%. You could take the cash out at 0%, get credit lines of $150,000. A lot of them report to the Business Credit Reporting Agency. Fantastic way to jumpstart building business credit. Get $150,000 or up to $150,000 in credit lines while building business credit at the same time. I'm in, I'm sold, I love it. Why is it not for everybody? It requires good personal credit. If you don't have a 680, 700 FICO, you ain't going to get this. So, and that means that this isn't going to be for everybody, because if you don't have good credit, it's not going to work for you. Okay. But And I'll give you another example around it. Here's somebody, for example, that got 61,000 in credit lines, also built their business credit using this program. Now, there's another way to do it too, and it's using what are called vendor accounts. Now, starter vendor accounts are credit issuers that will give you credit to buy stuff in their stores. They give you terms like net 30, net 45, net 60. They report your credit within 60 days on average, typically within 30 days to the reporting agencies. You don't need collateral. You don't need good credit. You don't need cash flow to get it. I'm going to show you some actual vendors that will work for you in their exact underwriting requirements, but really simple to get. Now, here's something important. Whenever we get into 31 CFR, whatever symbol this crazy thing is here, 10.230, we know we're talking about government because it's complicated. So in 2018, the government requires that you provide a social security number when you open up any kind of credit with a bank. So if you're getting money and getting an approval through a bank approved credit card, like let's say something that's backed by Citi, not a vendor account, they're going to ask for your social. You got to make sure they're only using the social to be able to verify your identity. Fleet credit cards are really big on this. That they tell you through the process, we're only getting your social to verify your identity. But if anybody else asks you for a social and there's no way to clarify with them that you're only giving it for identity, not for credit check or guarantee purposes, you need to call them to apply. That's a hack that will get you around them pulling your personal credit. Every one of these I do. Somebody, 1 or 5 people is going to chime into chat and say, I applied and they asked for my social and they pulled my personal credit and turned me down. Yeah, because you didn't verify that they're only using the social for identity purposes. If you do that one thing, then that one thing will prevent them from pulling your credit for personal credit approval reasons, okay? So what happens now is we've got to be able to come in and get approved with vendors. We want to get approved with starter vendors that report to multiple reporting agencies. The reporting of an account to one reporting agency is called a payment experience. So if I get one account that reports to D&B Equifax Experian, that's 3 payment experiences. Remember, we started this by me showing you that the more payment experiences you have, the higher the recommendation of credit from the bureaus. So if we want high approval limits on credit cards, credit lines, and loans, we need to get as many payment experiences as possible. The way to do that is to be able to get credit with reporting agencies that report to multiple, or with credit issuers that report to multiple credit bureaus. Okay, very important. This is how we expedite this. And here I am going to show you exactly what I mean and why our clients, I'll actually pull back the curtain a little and show you something of what our clients and how they're using this to, again, take 3 years of business credit building and condense it to only months. I'm going to show you how important knowing this actually is. So I'll show you right now. This is a little system we call our business finance suite. This is our step-by-step system our clients use to build business credit. They go through with our advisors. You saw a lot of testimonials where they work with our advisors to use this to build business credit. Now, let me show you why this is important. Let's go to tier 4 vendors here. Okay, so if we go to tier 4, we can see here that Commerce Bank reports to D&B and Experian. Well, let me go to tier 3. Not that it matters which tier I'm in. It's like tier 3 better as an example for this. So let's go down and look at some major ones that we know. Okay, so we know Sunoco. They're a gas station. We know they report to D&B and Experian. If I'm going to build business credit, and I can either do it with Sunoco or BP, I'm going to choose BP because BP reports to D&B Equifax Experian, and Sunoco only reports to D&B and Experian. There's a reason that our clients cut years off this process. And it's because, first of all, they know this information. They can come in and get the accounts that give them more payment experiences. We also list every underwriting guideline. We have a data team that works with every credit issuer that's out there, and they actually update this stuff in real time. So imagine applying for a B card, knowing you meet all the criteria because we put it in green and we said apply, you can get approved. You then know you can get 3 payment experiences from it. You know the exact underwriting criteria they have, so you can bypass the personal guarantee. It's just a guaranteed path of success. That's why our clients succeed so quick and why so many others fail. But the point I'm showing you here is that getting more payment experiences and getting accounts that give you more payment experiences is really crucial to this expediting of building business credit. So let's talk about some starter vendors. Phillips 76 reports to D&B and Experian, okay, or 76 to Phillips 66 company. Okay, they're offered and backed by WEX fleet cards. They're going to require you have an EIN, your entity in good standing. Your company address matches everywhere it's listed online. You have a DUNS number, you have a license if you need one, and you have a bank account set up. Well, this stuff all looks really familiar, right? It's the stuff I told you in step one to do. Notice if you just did what I told you in step one, you're automatically going to be able to come in and start getting this kind of approval. And look, the phone number listed in 411. Remember, I told you that most initial starter vendors are going to look at that. We can see here that that's absolutely the case. Now, if you don't have fundability in line, they could ask you for a personal guarantee and $500 deposit. In order to avoid that, you either want to get some accounts that reports your business credit reports first, or really make sure that your fundability is dialed in, and you'll be able to get around that. CEO Creative, one of my favorite new accounts for 2022. Okay, they report to Credit Safe, one of the biggest up-and-coming reporting agencies in the country, and Equifax. Really hard to get credit that reports to Equifax. They're working on getting reporting to DMB. They're very close as well. They have a $40 minimum order and a small membership fee, but the membership fee you pay them reports to the reporting agency. So just by getting started with them, you start building initial business credit. And as long as you have an entity in good standing, an address that matches everywhere, an EIN number, and been in business less than 60 days or more, you can get approved. Granger will give you a $2,500 credit line just because you have a business license. They report to DMB, sell all kinds of outdoor work supplies. They offer terms of net 30 to net 90, which means you have 30 to 90 days to pay back whatever they borrow. Very similar requirements to everything I've just shown you. Only difference between everything else I've shown you is that they want you to be registered at least 60 days plus in the Secretary of State. You can apply online or over the phone. By the way, and this is something that a lot of our clients go through. If you come through and you're applying for sources like, let's look at Gimplers. A lot of people used to use this as a starter account. Now you can see that we have it all the way buried back here in tier 3 because they're no longer a starter account. But you can come in here and easily apply right from the system. It's just one of the ways to expedite. You got to keep in mind that there are special links to these corporate cards. Getting access to those links is very crucial to being able to expedite this process. Okay. And here's some more approvals. We can see the good business credit scores. We can see multiple approvals, $1,200 gas card. Here's a $10,000 additional approval here. Here's multiple approvals for $1,000, $3,000, $1,500 Sunbelt approval here as well. Chase Inc. card. Here's another one, Valro. Here's multiple Home Depot amongst many others with no PG typed on it. You get the idea. Right? So let's talk about more starter vendors. There's more than just those. Our finance suite has actually the largest supply. We help people get in the business of offering business credit or of being able to get reported. So a lot of our vendors we use will help with things like SEO, website building, marketing, stuff that you use anyways, and you could build your business credit at the same time. But some of the others are my favorites for 2022 are SupplyWorks. It's used to be Home Depot Pro. If you buy anything at Home Depot, SupplyWorks does a lot of the outfitting, supplies, stuff like that you're able to buy. Very similar requirements as the other sources that I just gave you. I really like them. They're a great one to start building business credit. And Uline, I told you earlier that somebody had one account on their business credit report and it turned bad credit into good. That was Uline. It said packaging. Business credit reports don't say the name of the credit issuer. They say the industry. They're in like packaging. I love Uline. It's one of the easiest accounts you're going to get to start building business credit. They report to multiple reporting agencies, and it's a great one to get started with. So there's a handful that you can use to be able to start building business credit. Now we get the credit. It reports to the reporting agencies. We've got a handful of accounts. Now it's time to start getting the big reward. And the big reward here comes from two different types of accounts. One of what we call advanced vendors. Now, advanced vendors are very interesting because you don't hear about them, and you don't hear about advanced vendors because they don't report to the reporting agencies. So people that talk about building business credit like I do never mention advanced vendors because advanced vendors don't report to the reporting agencies. So they won't help you build business credit. So if they don't help you build business credit, why would you want them? Well, you want them because if we look at all these advanced vendors, there's a lot of really good ones in there you can use to grow your business. Floor decor. So let me give you an example. If you're selling flooring and that's your business, being able to get a supplier to just give you the supplies for that on business credit based on you having established business credit, even if they don't report, is helpful. So what I'm saying here is all these sources will give you credit based on business credit quality alone. So even if they don't report, who cares? They still help us grow our business, right? So if we look at Meijer Grocery Store, to United Airline, to Chase Bank, to all these in between, all these are people that are advanced vendors that don't report to the reporting agencies, but they can really help you grow your business. USA Scientific, O'Reilly Auto Parts, for example. Okay, we're going to see MedX, John Deere, for example. Even Apple is part of this as well, Best Buy. I mean, these are all sources that we can really use to grow our business. They don't report the credit they give us, but they'll still approve us based on business credit quality being established. So these advanced vendors can help you along the way of getting the money you need to grow the business, something you want to consider as well. And if you want to make sure you get them without the personal guarantee, you got to have a handful of accounts before you get to this next tiers of credit. When you have a handful of accounts in your business credit reports, now you want to come in. And by the way, your credit reports are $250 with the bureaus. I'm going to show you how to get them for free in a few minutes here. Then you start getting retail credit at almost every major retailer. So if we look at retail credit here, we've looked at some advanced accounts. Let's look in some tiers and look at what I call retail credit. It's basically credit with almost all major retailers. So if I come here, for example, and let's get out of tier 4, let's just go to tier 2. These are real simple to get. After you build the initial accounts in your business credit reports, you can come in and start to get all these. Luke Oil, Quill, Office Depot, right? Home Depot. You get the idea. These are all retailers like Lowe's and Staples that will give you $10, $20, $30, $40,000 limits. And you can start to get these with a handful of accounts on your business credit reports. Okay, qualifications vary, but you're going to need at least 5 accounts to be able to get reported. Then you can also, in this area with 5 accounts reported, start to get fleet credit. Now, fleet credit are basically fuel stations. They do repairs of vehicles, maintenance of vehicles. 7-Eleven's a perfect example here, okay? Let me look into Wawa's another example. Wawa is notorious for giving, $5, $10, $20,000 approvals. So these fleet credit are fuel stations, for example. That's what they actually offer, fuel, repair, maintenance of vehicles. Okay, then outside of that, now we can get into Visa cards. We can get into MasterCards, okay? So Visa, MasterCards, if we look at Visa, MasterCards, these are what we call bank credit, oftentimes called cash credit. And this is basically Visa cards. These are MasterCards, right? Here's a Sam's MasterCard you can get, Universal Fleet Card. So a lot of these are MasterCards or Visa cards you can use basically anywhere, okay? So that's what we get into bank credit. Now, in order to get into bank credit, or these kind of Visa MasterCards, we need 14 accounts reporting on our business credit reports. We need the same thing with auto financing as well. So if we look at auto financing, we see Toyota, we see Ford, we see GM, we see Ally. They'll all do car financing. Again, without a personal guarantee or credit check, we can start to get all of this when we have 14 accounts on our business credit reports. Here, let me show you what this looks like. Here's one of our clients, Christine, who secured over $1 million in no personal guarantee business credit. You can see her approvals are very small in the beginning. Small in my world's less than $5,000. Then she jumps up to $10,000, $15,000 approvals, Shell, Apple, Lowe's, etc. Then she jumps 20, 40,000, Costco, Best Buy, Dell approvals, Pilot Flying J for $50,000. She got approved for $185,000 with Ford without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. Here's her actual credit reports. Here's actual approvals she's getting. Here's her holding the credit cards and say, if you follow Ty Crandall's program, you'll get what you need. Thanks, Christine. Not really my program. I have a phenomenal team behind me that helps make this all happen. But you can get the idea that this is the results that one person can get. She's one of a multitude of our $1 Million Club, which are clients that secure over $1 million in business credit. Okay, so the detail there is you got to come in and you've got to be able to get the right amount of accounts on your business credit reports to move to the next step. And that's where I say it's step 4. This could really be step 2, because you've got to monitor your business credit reports and constantly improve them. You want to monitor them with D&B Equifax Experian. It's $250 a month to do so. I'm going to teach you how to get that at a 90% discount here in a matter of minutes. Okay. And you also, outside of monitoring it, want to improve your business credit reports. You want to avoid public records, avoid collections, pay bills as early as possible. Your main business credit scores are based on how you pay. So the earlier you pay, the better your scores are going to be. And you want to keep using the credit to get higher and higher limits. Don't just get business credit to get business credit. You got to get credit you're really going to use. Use the credit to grow the business. So Christine didn't get over $1 million worth of business credit because she went and got 5 approvals and never used them. She got $1 million in business credit because she got credit with credit issuers that she was really going to use to grow her business, used the credit, paid the credit off. Then other future credit issuers see that she did that and they give her even higher approvals. That's the key to success here. Okay, now as you do that, your credit limits will increase. The amount of accounts on your business credit reports will increase. That's going to raise your credit recommendation. Normal Paydex score of 80 is good with DMB. Equifax 90 or better is a good score, and FICO SPSS 300 or you want to have at least a 140 score to get an SBA loan. And with Experian, 85% of the overall score is based on business credit quality, and you really want to have about a 90 score there as well, or excuse me, based on payment history. So again, the main credit scores are based on how you pay your bills. If you do that one thing, pay your bills on time or early, you'll succeed. Here, let me give you a really cool case study. This is Kylan, quote, "I believe the Business Finance Suite is the best step-by-step paint-by-number system for securing anywhere from 50 to 250 grand of business credit that reports on your business credit report and helps you separate business and personal credit. What I like most is you have access to actual coaches that will take you by the hand, walk you through the system, and answer specific questions you have related to your business. It's an amazing opportunity for small business owners." I show you this because Kylan was a gym teacher, got business credit, used it to not become a gym teacher. He became a partner of ours, offered business credit financing as a service. And last time I checked, he was well on his way of building $1 million business, offering business credit financing from a gym teacher, using business credit to do it. I like to show you what's possible. I think these approvals, there's $20,000. I'm going to skip some of these because these approvals are some of the ones we already went through. I see some repeats. I see some Bank of America, some new stuff as well. Seems simple. It's not. Here's the fundability or the business credit matrix I use. One of these questions overlaps it. There's a lot of factors. There's about 200 factors our team uses to successfully build business credit for our clients. You can see all the questions that we get regularly that come in. My account's not reporting. What do I get approved for next? What do I spend the money on? I just upgraded my NAB. The trade lines aren't reporting. Is it better to have an LLC before I apply? Question. The reason I'm showing you this is I can't stand when gurus map out some simple, basic 4-step process and make it out to be easy. It ain't easy. Okay, there's a reason we've got 20,000 plus engagements in our Facebook group. Everybody that's trying to figure this out on their own has hundreds and hundreds of questions where they get stuck. I'm going to show you how to avoid that. But again, I don't want it to be made out to be easy. So how do you do this quick? How do I take what will take you 3 years on your own and condense it to less than 6 months? Better question for today. How could I do this, pay less money than do it on my own? So now I'm working step by step with a coach, doing it cheaper than I could ever do it on my own. And I don't know, get $20,000 worth of bonuses. That sounds really good to me to start 2022. I'm going to show you how to all do that over the next 5-10 minutes here. But first, I want to give you one of the most powerful case studies I've ever experienced because my hair on my arm stands on end because it's very relatable. But the reason I'm showing you this is what this looks like. If you take everything I've shown you today and you want to put it into one example of how you can do this and what happens when you do it, what the success looks like, Josh will tell you. Let me read this to you. Quote, "One thing that's beautiful about Credit Suite is that you start with baby steps. The first thing that we did is get a couple of revolving credit lines and store credit. Then we graduated to gas cards. Then we ended up getting a very, very nice line of credit with Amazon. Then we worked our way up to getting a very nice SBA loan. Thanks to Credit Suite, we were able to really get our business finances in order from what a quote, what looks good, unquote, to potential lenders and potential creditors. We became very attractive to lenders. The best options are always available to those who have their credit game locked down. And that's what Credit Suite platform allows you to do. We've been able to make smart investments in staffing, marketing systems, sales systems, product development, all these things before Credit Suite we just really couldn't do. I just don't have to stress as much because we've got money in the bank to take advantage of opportunities. I'm not stressed as anymore. I can keep a bank account that has plenty of cushion in there, and that cushion just honestly, it makes me a better dad. It makes me a better husband because I'm not stressing out. It's really crazy. I swear it's so weird. Whenever I read this, it almost makes me cry because I can relate to that. Like I've been a broke entrepreneur for most of my entrepreneurial career. Paycheck to paycheck. Do I have enough money to pay payroll? Sleepless nights. And it interferes with my ability to be a really good dad. And then I've been on the other side where I just have access to money, where running a business is fun, where it's exciting, where my kids see me happy all the time, not stressed, where I get to take them to Utah, like we just got back from on Sunday, and know that my business is safe. That's the other experience you get as being an entrepreneur. And the difference between these two worlds is having money versus not. As Josh outlined here, they went through baby steps. They got their fundability in line. They started with small credit. He even refers to it as store credit. He refers to Amazon. He refers to fuel cards. They moved up to an SBA loan because they did these steps using our system. And as a client got that result, then they built a 7-figure plus business. His business has exploded because he's used the money to invest in all these things. So now he's got a business that's exploding in growth. He's happy. His kids love him because he's around all the time. This is the experience you want as an entrepreneur. And be honest with you, it's the experience you get when you have money versus you don't. So now you can see you can get money with bad credit. I showed you how to build business credit with no credit check. You see that you can get money without collateral. All the credit I showed you today is unsecured. It doesn't require it. You can get money as a startup. Any of this business money is a lot of that money. And the examples that I was giving you were startups. We looked at the samples. We looked at so many of these examples of people that were starting businesses that got money. You can get it if you've been turned down. I showed you multiple examples today of how people got denied, fixed one thing, and turned around and got approved. Any business can build business credit. We talked through that today. And I showed you how to do it without the guarantee, without letting them pull your personal credit. Now you see that all of these things are possible. Now, how do you get the faster path? Well, you're probably on this webinar on your computer, tablet, live stream, looking for the easiest and fastest way to get credit to grow. And you probably already struggled before to build business credit or get the money that you need. And you're probably looking for a simple solution, a magic bullet per se. Well, we think you should be able to get the money you need when you need it, but not knowing the fundability standards, not having a step-by-step process to build business credit and a coach, not accessing all funding in one place and making it easily accessible is what holds you back. So we've got a solution that can help you here. It's called the Business Finance Suite. Every result you saw, these case studies and all these things that we went through today, these are people that are using this to get the results they're getting and cut years off the process. Now, through the Finance Suite, you improve your fundability, you build business credit for your EIN, you access loans and credit lines, and you use it using our technology. You saw some of the Finance Suite today, and you also use it using in-hand coaching. By the way, if you look at our hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of online positive reviews, the one common theme you'll see from our clients is the coaching part. It's having the coach, it's having the guide to help you mine the gold, right? Now you know there's gold in business credit, right? The Finance Suite is our map to get the gold, but you need a guide. Like you need the map through the Finance Suite. You need the pickaxe, which is the Finance Suite. You need the guide to show you where the gold is. That's exactly what the coaches do. It's why people get the results they get. Now, you might be thinking that if you work with us, it's not going to work for you, but anybody can build business credit. I've given you 100+ examples of just that today. You might be thinking you can't even afford to work with us, but I'm about to show you how affordable it is, and I'm about to show you how it's cheaper to work with us than not work with us. Think about it. Imagine working with our tech and our team for less money than you'd spend doing it on your own. And look, I showed you people like Christine that got over $1 million in business credit. What if you only got 32 grand? I mean, if you got $32,000 the next 60, 90 days in money to fund your business, would that help you? Would it make a difference? Would it make an impact? I've shown you people that have got over $1 million. I'm just saying, if you only got that much, would it make that much of a difference? So our Finance Suite helps you through every aspect of fundability. We help you with setting up your EIN, setting up your business address, your phone number. We list your phone number for free for you. We pay a service that lists you can't go to 411.com. They're not 411. You can't list your own phone number with 411 directly. We help do that for you at no cost. We help you get your licensing set up, your compliance, your email address, your website, your merchant. We help set up your entire business where it's set up, where it's fundable. We help you get set up with the reporting agencies, get your DUNS number without paying Dun & Bradstreet, activate your credit profile, which we do when you have 3 accounts on your business credit reports. We help you fix negative business credit with all 3 major reporting agencies. We get your BIN number with Experian, everything you need to get set up. We have the largest supply of starter vendors that report to multiple reporting agencies, helping you expedite business credit building, the largest supply of retail credit, cash credit, advanced business credit sources, fleet sources. And as you saw, all of these, we teach you exactly how to get without the personal guarantee. We're the only company you'll find that has a data team that works with every single underwriter of those sources, updates it in real time, adds sources, subtracts them to make sure the information you have is accurate. That is how you go through the process in months, not versus years. Now, one thing I didn't talk about today is money. If you want money, we also work with the largest supply of funding sources. We have over 1,000 funding sources, every legitimate funding product. Funding is just based on you having consistent cash flow. Interest rates of less than 2%, regardless of personal credit, because you have some kind of collateral. 0% credit line hybrid funding, private money, alternative lenders, angel investors, lines of credit, SBA loans. You saw Josh got an SBA loan to use to fund his entire business, build it to 7 figures plus, all that as well. Why is that important? It's because of stacking. I'm going to teach you what stacking is. This is one of the best examples of stacking I can give you. Dr. Brandon. Dr. Brandon originally approached us to get $400,000. I'm not going to read this. I'll just tell you what happened. He came to us to get $417,000 tax lien to shut down his business. He wasn't going to try to get the $417,000. He asked us for advice on shutting down his business. We said, why would you do that? You're a happy OBGYN doctor with this thriving practice. Why would you shut down your business? He goes, I owe the IRS $417,000. They're coming after me. I got no choice. I said, well, let us help you get the money. He said, you can't help me get the money. My credit score is 580. And I've already tried my bank. They won't even give me 20 grand, let alone 400 grand. Let us try. In the end, we got Dr. Brandon over $1.5 million in funding. He paid off the tax lien. He opened up a second practice, the same guy that was going to shut down his first, and he ran for public office in his state. How did we do it? It's called stacking. Because we work with every legitimate funding program and over 1,000 funding sources, we're able to stack different funding programs. Cash flow financing we got for him, term loan we got for him, credit line hybrid we got for him, and on and on and on. So because most people like him struggle to get one kind of funding and we got him 7, 8, we stacked it all to get him 1.5 million when he couldn't even get 20 grand from his own bank. I can give you multiple examples, but a perfect example of what having access to funding will do for you. So when you're working with us, this is what you get. You get 24/7 access to your own finance suite that you can access in English or Spanish, an advisor that walks you through the process. They call you 5 times the first 5 days. They walk you through Fundability. They call you regularly after that. You can message them. You can email. You can call them as well. We help you set up your business name the right way, your NAICS, your entity, your EIN, your address, your phone number, your fax. We help you list the phone number with 411. We help you set up the website the right way, the email address, get the licensing, the bank account, the merchant account. We help you get set up with all reporting agencies, DMB, Equifax, Experian, get your DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet, your BIN number, or what's called your business identification number with Experian. We help you dispute inaccuracies with all 3 reporting agencies. We give you access to the largest supply of starter vendors, of retail sources, of fleet credit, of cash or bank credit, of auto financing, all without a personal guarantee and credit check. We help you get cash flow financing you can get even if you have bad credit, 0% financing through credit line hybrid, 2% or less rates on asset-based lending, all kinds of crazy things work for collateral that you might not even think of. And we teach you how to use other people's collateral or credit to get this kind of funding as well. SBA loans, term loans, lines of credit. We work with angel investing networks. I mean, a lot of stuff valued at well over 20 grand, but I kind of dropped a hint earlier about something I'm going to get you right now to help you start the new year. And I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. I call it the Business Credit Building $20,000 business bonus bundle. I've only done this on one other webinar ever, given this away. And it's usually something we reserve for our special events like our challenges. But here's why I'm doing this. We're going to help you get the money you need to grow your business. But I can't help you with the marketing, the scaling, the branding, the how to run Google ads, Facebook ads, the business plans, all the stuff you need to know to market and scale the business. That's not my world. So I went to the best gurus on this planet that do that stuff. And I said, hey, buddy, because a lot of them are friends of mine. We're in the same mastermind. Would you mind giving that away to my clients? And several of them said no, or heck no. Wasn't heck another word? And I give them some alcohol and then they say yes. But regardless, what happens is I got them to give away over $20,000 worth of stuff that will help you scale your business. And I'm going to give this to you as well when you enroll, if you're enrolling with us through Friday. I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Celebritize your brand bundle. Number one branding expert, Ray Perez. My best friend Derek called me, texted me actually when I was in Utah last week and said, hey, should I get started with Ray? The package is $32,000 to get started. Is it worth it? I said, Ray's the number one branding expert in the world. Yeah. He's got 2 events here he's going to do and give you access to that's worth well over $1,000. Dolores Hirschman, I heard her speech at Traffic and Conversion. I'm about ready to pay her for a service that she offers that helps us do a lot of cool stuff. She also has a course on Message Maximizer to be able to get the right message to your audience. If you screw that up, you'll spend 5 times more than you should running ads to the wrong person. She's going to help you fix that through her Message Maximizer course. I love this guy, Howard Shore. I've read 2 of his best-selling books. They teach me how to stop leaks in my business, and they helped me become very profitable here at Credit Suite. He's got a course. All these courses are $790 per module. He's got a module here on how to delegate and manage like a beast worth $800 that he's giving you as part of this. Entrepreneurial Leap, Gino Whitman wrote Traction, one of the best-selling books that I've ever read. It's the model that we use to run Credit Suite, our meeting rhythms, all that. He also has something else called Entrepreneurial Leap to how to become an entrepreneur. $800 worth of value of resources he's giving away in this toolkit. There's over 11 resources here. How to clarify your vision, how to match yourself with the right industry, a roadmap to success for startups. All of that's being given to you today as well. Accounting Secrets Blueprint. This is my go-to accounting lady. She put together a course on everything you need to know that won't bore you on accounting, and she's giving that away as well. $10,000 real estate payday. If you're at all interested in investing in real estate, we have financing that can help you. And Derek Van Ness, best-selling author and investment guru, is giving you a course on how to make your first $100,000 in profit in real estate. $10,000 golden ticket. It's $10,000 to attend this event with Kevin Harrington, where they're going to come in, teach you how to build, scale, exit your business, customize an exit blueprint, do an assessment of your value as well as one-on-one coaching. It's worth $10,000. We're going to give you tickets to that. We're going to spend 30 to 60 minutes with you and build your fundability in a flash with our advisors on your very first call. We're going to give you D&B Equifax Experian for free for 3 months. It's $250. That alone saves you $750 in credit monitoring. You're going to want to keep dibs on how much money I'm going to save you here, because you'll see it's well more than what you'd actually pay to work with us. And a 90% discount after that. Look, you're going to spend $2,700 more a year monitoring your business credit because you're not working with us than what you are. So just in 1 year, you're going to spend $2,700 more on credit monitoring, which you have to monitor your credit to build business credit, because you have to see the accounts reporting on your business credit reports. And I'm giving you 3 months for free on top of that. So well over $3,001 years worth of saving from credit monitoring that we're giving you as well. And this I love. It's called the Business Builders Bundle. I went to all these experts that have over 30 courses, guides, blueprints, and tools for generating leads, branding your business, marketing, advertising, funnel building, product pricing, social media mastery, viral visual marketing, rapid. I mean, you're going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to go to these gurus and have them give you access to their courses. I'm throwing over 30 of those in there as well, and a multi-million-dollar evaluation tool to see how much your business is worth and how to make it worth more money. All that $20,620 worth of bonuses I'm giving you at no cost. Here's what it looks like. And here's what it actually involves with getting going. I mean, it's $12,140 in total value I showed, over $20,000 in bonuses if you're getting started through Friday. That's a lot. For $32,000 in value. If you are getting started through Friday, you've got 2 options. You can get a big discount with 1 payment of $29.97, or you can do 7 payments of $597. Now, if you kept track of math, we're doing things like helping you get listed with 411, setting you up and activating your credit profile with D&B, which they'll charge $1,200 for. We're helping give you 3 months of credit monitoring. You'll spend $750 for it at no cost. You're going to spend an extra $2,700 in credit monitoring year 1. You're going to spend considerably more than this to even try to struggle through this process on your own versus work with our team and our tech to help you through it. And if those payments don't make sense, then call us. We'll help one-on-one customize a payment plan for you specifically that will work. We also have really affordable options that we don't even include on our website. We've got products we don't even advertise. They're designed for people with low budgets that can help you succeed. And I'm going to give you, I'm not saying you're going to qualify for this or not, but we've got a secret source who's been financing our clients, And so far, we've seen payments less than $100 a month. So they can finance this for you, give you payments of less than $100 a month to work with our team and our tech to actually succeed. So we've got a lot of options to make sure it's affordable. And what I like to say is it's real simple. Do you want to work with us or not? If you want to take all of my free info and do it on your own, go do it. Go take that longer path. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's not how I am. If I can afford to pay an expert to help me through it and get better and faster results, I do it. But everybody's a little different. So if you want to take this free info and do it, do it. Great. Go succeed. I'll pat you on the back. Be part of our group or part of our community will help you. But if you want the faster path, you'll see it's not only cheaper to work with us, we're giving you an extra $20K worth of bonuses, which is going to help you make this the best 2022 ever. And we'll work with you on payments. You just have to get on the phone with us and we'll help figure out something that will work for you. And it's risk-free. If you do payments, everything, our team, our tech, everything you get with even your first payment. So it shifts the risk to us versus you. And usually what's interesting is you have to decide between time and money. You either have to pay somebody a bunch of money to save time or take more time and save the money. I'm giving you one of the only options you're ever going to see where you get both. We do things like done setup, activation of credit profile, 411 listing, 90% discount on credit monitoring, months of credit monitoring for free. So it helps you save money, be cheaper to work with us and do it on your own. And because of all the options to make payments affordable, you can make sure that it works with your budget. And you're also saving time. We usually cut years off the business credit building process because you see how simple it is using our business finance suite. And again, over 12,000 worth of stuff you're getting, 24/7 access to our finance suite, everything you need to be able to build business credit, everything you need to be able to get financing, not mentioning the $20,000 worth of bonuses that are available through Friday as well. So pretty cool, all for less than $3,000 or payments less than 600 and the ability to customize payments. Now, if you want to get the free bonuses I talked about in the very beginning, the free month of credit monitoring, find out what kind of fundability things you need to fix, build your business credit, get financing. All you have to do is give us a call. Right there's our number. You can send us an email as well. Oftentimes, something like this, right, thousands of people in attendance, our phones are pretty busy. So leave us a voicemail and we will call you right back, or send us an email, or you can go schedule time online at creditsuite.com/consult. If, like many people, you just know this makes sense. It's a no-brainer, right? I mean, it's cheaper to work with us than not. 20,000 worth of bonuses through Friday. If all that makes sense and you say, hey, look, this is something that I really want to do, then go to creditsuite.com/webinar and you'll see it. There's a countdown clock to Friday at the end of the day. You'll see, and we don't mess around. If you know me, you know I'm really, 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 really credible. I just found it's easier in life to tell the truth than lie. I don't understand the opposite side of things. So the countdown timer goes down, the page goes down, the offer goes away. The bonuses, you can still enroll with us anytime. You just lose $20,000 worth of bonuses to be able to do so. So if you want to work with us and we get started by Friday, again, give us a call, send us an email, schedule a consult, or just go ahead and self-enroll at creditsuite.com/webinar. I promised you I was going to stick around and answer questions, and it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to move back and forth between webinar and live stream, and I got to scroll up for a lot of the stuff. So let's go. Zoom user, can I build business credit with just an EIN? You absolutely can. Yes, we can. And I showed you today how to do that. I don't need my personal credit fixed. Can I still use Credit Suite? Absolutely. I showed you how to build business credit regardless today of personal credit quality. Can you repeat the title and NAICS code he uses? I'm not sure which NAICS code you were talking about he uses, but again, it's very specific to you. You want to go to NAICS.com in order to be able to make sure that you can choose the right NAICS. Will we get a copy of the slides presentation? You will get a playback of this if you attended live through the webinar. If you're attending on a place like Facebook, you can go to Credit Suite, our facebook.com/Credit Suite, youtube.com/Credit Suite. These videos will be there in their entirety that you can play back. And as a partner of ours, if you're a partner enrolled to offer business credit financing, which we call VIP, if you're a partner of ours, which is only like $1,500 more to offer this as a service, then you will get access to the slides as well. So hopefully that answers that question. And Thomas says, I just got my EIN for my business a week ago. Now I'm trying to follow the steps to get some credit going for my business. What's the best start with someone who has personal credit score? Everything I showed you today. Follow the exact steps I showed you today, and that is what is going to help you actually succeed with that, with doing so. Because again, if you follow those steps, Those other things don't really matter. You're going to be able to come in and be successful. I usually say hi to everybody, but guys, as you can imagine, if I said hi to everybody from Alvin from Dallas to Karanar from New Jersey, I would be here for hours. So I'm going to skip past the greetings. Hey, what's up, Jerry? Thanks for coming in. Thanks, Edward, for coming in. Thanks, Shonda, for coming in. Thanks, Cassandra or Cassandra. I've learned people, Cassandra, don't like to be called Cassandra. Cassandra doesn't like to be called Cassandra. This one I don't say hi to everybody because there's so many people here. Kansas City, Alabama's in the house. New York's in the house. San Antonio, Texas. I lived in San Antonio. Was stationed there in the military. Christina says, hey, I'm Christina from Marina Del Rey. Hey, thanks, Christina, for coming in. Appreciate you all saying hi. I'm just scrolling through some of these to see if there's questions that I can make sure answered. And again, I haven't got to yours yet. You got to keep in mind, I'm getting to questions that were 2 hours ago right now. We will have access to the webinar. Yes, if you attend to the end, you will have access to the window. Sanja says, did I start registering my business too soon? I haven't generated income yet. Nope. You don't bank account? Nope. Follow the steps I showed you. You can absolutely set up the business the minute you think of it. It actually helps you with having longevity for your business, even if you don't have any revenue coming in. And Brian says the same thing. I haven't generated any income yet. I do have 5 accounts with 5 vendors. Great. Love it. Brian's sitting here saying, hey, look, I built business credit and got 5 accounts already. I don't even have income in my business. So it just goes to show how successful this can be for you. Congratulations, Brian. Keep it up. Bradley says, I have a DUNS number, but it seems everyone is asking for a social. We went over that today. That was before I went over that. Today, you can see that they are going to ask for a social if it's backed by a bank. Vendors won't, because vendors offer you credit to buy stuff in their store. Any credit that's offered by a bank, simple example, Staples and Office Depot are backed by Citibank. I showed you the exact regulation where the government requires Citibank to verify your identity from your social, but I also showed you the way around it, which is to call them or make sure you're only clarifying if they have it, that it's only being provided for identification, not a personal guarantee or credit check. Congratulations, Tiffany, for knowing your NAICS. Angela, for knowing yours as well. James, Lavanya, Thomas, Jamil just says, I have no clue what my NAICS code is. Great job to everybody that knows your NAICS. Okay, and I love that you guys know your NAICS. Several of you that are following on the webinar, dead boom. And I bet you some of you have got that idea from me, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, but I'm glad to see you're doing this. Can these codes be changed? Yes, you can. You'd have to update credit bureaus, your NAICS code, and the IRS. If you do update them in those 2 places, it will give you the best chance. How do I find out my code is? Brian, it's a great question. I would check your tax returns. Your tax returns will tell you your industry. Also, pull your business credit reports. If your business credit reports are established, the reporting agencies will show that as well. Wow, y'all are teaching me a lot already. Yeah, Brian, that's my goal. My goal is that real simple. You walk away with this with the actionable info you need to succeed, because I want to help you succeed, whether you pay me a dime or money or not. And I'm weird like that. I know you'll figure that out the longer you follow. But I also want to give you the faster path. If you want to work with our team, the tech, years off the process, so you can have the best 2022, offer you that path as well. So I'm glad you're getting value from this. What is my NAICS for charity education? No clue, guys. There's hundreds and hundreds of NAICS. I don't have them all memorized. You need to go to NAICS.com to figure that out. Sanja says, what's the difference between a credit card and getting approved for a line of credit? I love that Sanja asked this question. Here's what I found. I found that the benefits of a credit card are 0% interest rates for an intro period for 6 to 18 months. Benefit of a credit line, you could take the cash out without the 20% interest rate that credit cards charge you. This is why credit line hybrid is called it. It gives you the benefit of 0% and take the cash out at 0%. It's insane. It's the only program that exists that lets you take cash out at 0%. That's the difference between a credit line and credit card, and why credit line hybrid is my favorite funding program, because it's the only way that you can actually do both. And Angela says, okay, you can use a credit card anywhere, line of credit's like a money. Okay, and Angela's answering that question too. Shalasha says, what, United, how would they know if your business is worthy of being approved? They look at your business credit quality. Remember, when I talk about advanced vendors, what I'm saying is these vendors will approve you based on your business credit quality, but they won't report your account to a reporting agency. Now, most others in the space will tell you that that's not important, and I disagree. I think that if you are in a business where buying stuff from Best Buy or Apple could be beneficial, then it would help to build your business credit and get a $30,000 Apple credit line, okay, to be able to do so, whether it reports or not. So that's a nice thing about advanced vendors. They will approve you once your business credit's established, but even if they don't report. And that's why I think it's important to be able to have the access to those, and why I gave you access to those today. I was told having a line of credit at a bank was better than having a credit card. There is nothing. There's one or the other isn't better. What's better is that the credit that you get reports, because if it reports, others can see it. Then you won't have that problem John had that I described earlier, where his credit line got shut down because he had no credit, because all the people that were giving him credit weren't reporting it on his business reports. A line or a card isn't better. Revolving credit's good to have because you can rely on it when you need to. We have it a fund box through credit through a credit line through Fundbox. You can get the same thing at creditsuite.com/fundbox. It's one of the things we get with a lot of our clients. And when COVID hit, we immediately moved spending to our credit line to try to figure out what happened. It's the nice thing about revolving credit. But what's better is what reports. Always go with what reports so other lenders and credit issuers can see it. That's what's actually going to help you. And Sanjay says, wow, this is great stuff and a lot of information. I'll have to leave now. Great. If you stay to the end, you're going to get a playback anyway. Akia says, what if we have most of the things set up already? Will the pricing be just? Yes, we do have a special programs and pricings for people that have already been through a lot of the fundability steps. So give us a call. We'll talk to you more about that. Same thing. If you already meet a lot of those requirements, we'll talk to you more about that. We do have a discount from that case. Yes. And what you already asked the same question. Very impressed. Do you accept crypto? We don't yet. And the more people that ask the question, Mia, the more that we are inclined to, but we don't offer crypto yet, but we're working on it. And Daniel says, I'm interested, but never was told about secret financing. I've been talking with Rob, but Rob never mentioned this. Okay, so Daniel, ask Rob about it. And the reason I say this is none of our financing is secret. It's just you might qualify or you might not. If we can tell based on your first information in step one that you can't get financing, we don't ever put you with our finance team, because nothing's more frustrating than talk to a funding team that can't help you. But if you can qualify for funding, that's when a funding team almost immediately gets involved. Now, if you didn't start with us immediately, you started through a partner, sometimes our partners say, I want to offer them funding. I don't even want you to offer funding. And they restrict that we don't offer you funding. So some things that can cause that. And if you talk to Rob or one of your advisors, we can help you with that as well. Katie says, I thank you so much for sharing wisdom and knowledge. Much appreciated. Hope the best to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jerome says, pretty much have everything in place, but interested in working with you guys. Give us a call. We'll talk about that. We'll work on special discounting for you based on how far you're already being through the process. Samuel says, is business consulting a POR or high risk? It's not, but do you know your NAICS code? Because if you choose the wrong one, it could hurt you, but a consulting in general code is not high risk. James says, if I sign up for a partner, can I also get this program? This program comes with our partner program. When you become a partner, it's $1,500 more. Everything, and I didn't talk about partner today because I don't want to confuse things. If you go back to my training from how to become a business loan broker last month on YouTube, you'll see everything you need to know about being a partner with us. Okay. But yes, everything I showed you today will come even if you enroll as a partner. It all comes as included. And Jerome says, I have my business license, DUNS number set up. We can help you with that. Great meeting. I actually have a place in Tampa as well. Hey, I'll give you a call tomorrow. That's cool. We can work together, grab a drink. Happy New Year's. It sounds good to me too. I leave for Arizona for a work conference. Then I get to go to France next week. I've never been to Europe before. So I'm headed over that way. It should be pretty cool with a bunch of friends and we can connect. Thomas says, thank you for all you do. You accept payments or in marketing service for deals. We could talk to you about that. Just give us a call. And we could talk to you about what you do. We do a lot of our own marketing. But yeah, absolutely. There's all kinds of things we can work out. So give us a call, send us an email. We'll schedule time. Like to find immediate funding. I can do this. Give us a call. We'll talk to you about all the funding you can get now. It happens with a free consultation with us. Can I get a hybrid line of credit with EIN? You can't. The credit line hybrid is based on personal credit. We can help you grow your credit to get Visa, MasterCard, bank credit, but the credit line hybrid specifically is a way to start building business credit that requires good personal credit. You can't get that with a guarantee. Without a guarantee, but we can get you access to other Visa, MasterCard through the process without the guarantee. Jeff just says, I don't have any business started. We help you with all aspects of setting up your business where you're credible. Zachary says, question, I have been filing taxes with EIN for 5 years, doing resale business mostly. However, I was denied registration of articles of corporation. Say because the business name I have and EIN is actually too similar to an existing business name in my state. Is there any way to change my business name or roll over my EIN? There's not. You're going to have to get a new EIN for the new entity type that you set up is what's going to happen. Our advisors can help you with that too, so give us a call. Can you get credit if you don't have any business income yet? Yeah, you absolutely can. You have to set up the business first. You've heard multiple people here that have said the same thing today. I should just pull up this chart right here so you guys can see this. So that being said, yeah, you absolutely can, and we'll help you through the process of setting up the business the right way. Hey, thanks, Ty. We'll complete my consultation tomorrow. Great. Look forward to working with you as well. Do you like brisket beef jerky? I am Rock Ridge Jerky Special Perk. I'm a beef jerky guy. My daughter is too. We don't like the spicy beef jerky, but if there's beef jerky in the house or we buy it for traveling on the plane, her and I are usually fighting over it, just so you know that. Okay, Thomas says, that's what I would like to do. Where do I join as a partner? Go to creditsuite.com/webinar, and there's an opportunity to get started as a partner there as well. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I made it through there. So let's go through some of the chat here on the live stream. I'm going to come back to you if you're on the webinar. I will come back to you and answer your questions as well. I'm just trying to get to 3 different chats here, just so everybody knows. I'm not going to say hi to everybody that said hi because it would be a while, but good afternoon to everybody from South Carolina to starting a business to Peoria, Illinois, to everywhere in between. Ada says, hey, I'm Ella from Philadelphia, registering my LLC today for my coming grade. I was wondering if consultation is under high risk. Consultation is not if you choose that as an NAICS. Billionaire says, hey, my name is Tavares from Atlanta. Hey, Tavares, I'd like to get in. I'm going to put this on the live stream so a lot of you guys can see this right now. Okay. Hey, my name is Tavares from Atlanta. I would like to get in the box truck business. What should I do from start to finish? I just mapped it out. If you follow the steps of this webinar, I mapped out everything you need to know. And if you need to get funding for that box truck business, let us know. We have funding specifically for the purchase of vehicles too. Thank you for everything you've done in the industry. I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. A lot of you are coming in and saying hello. Just got my Regis address. I love Regis and my Ring Central. Congratulations on taking those steps forward. Okay, let me see here. Walmart product. Yeah. I know. It's like 80%. Well, I think that's business credit. It's kind of crazy that they do that. And Chad says, Arizona going to open a nightclub restaurant. I love that. Bar Hope by 2024. If you're doing that, Chad, and you're using any of my training, I really would request VIP access to the club. So don't forget about me there. Okay. And Sunkissed by DRK Skin Hypergamy says, hey, Ty, what app do I use in order to begin my craft business book published? Get my idea patented. Well, you want to go, I'd use a trade or a patent attorney for that. We use patent attorneys or trademark attorneys is what I would do for that. So you need to find an attorney that specializes in patents. It's not cheap and it takes a while, but that is where you should actually get started with that. Build the list the way they want to see it. Yeah, exactly. Build your fundability the way that lenders and credit issuers want to see it. That's exactly correct. And please upload this video so I can watch it. You are watching on YouTube. It is uploaded right now to YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, you will see it right there as well. And I love Exoneration Angels. I love that you're giving a lot of the insight that I gave and sharing it through chat with the group. That's awesome that you're doing that. A lot of you are saying hello. All the others are not reporting me. Well, that could be because, first of all, if you're having a problem with getting accounts that report, this is one of the things our advisors help you with. First, know that you need 3 accounts with Dun & Bradstreet before any of them will show in your report. Also know that sometimes they have a prepaid order minimum. You got to spend $50 or $100 for it to get reported. Some report quarterly versus monthly as well. 3 things that I see could create that issue. Aisha, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name correctly. That could help you fix that issue. And Tammy says, will I be able to watch this later on today? You will. You're on Facebook. If you go to creditsuite.com, facebook.com/creditsuite, you'll be able to watch that today after the live. So yes, a lot of you are talking to each other, which I absolutely love. We love having a community of people that helps each other. This is awesome stuff. I appreciate that. Okay, what was the option to pay for less than $100 a month? Well, Mandy, that is actually, we have a company that will fund your purchase, or they will actually finance the purchase for you. You got to have about a 620, 630 FICO score to qualify, we found. But you can give us a call. We'll run your application over there. If all is good, they can actually finance the purchase, and it's less than $100 a month. Is what we've seen, depending on what kind of term you actually want to get. I have not generated income, but working on getting $20,000 a month. That's awesome. And again, business credit can help you get the money you need to do that. I got a lot of information with the webinar and podcast. That's awesome. That is my goal, is to help you. Steve, I love Steve. He's one of my favorite guys. When will this be on replay? I'm driving. Steve, you can come back, and it's on. The minute we go live on Facebook, the recording lives there. So if you go to facebook.com/credit suite, you can access this. You and Brilliant Davis. I love you guys. Thanks so much for coming in. You're always here on my live streams, and it means a lot that you do that. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much. I watch all the videos. Also, Frisco, Texas, funding for real estate buying and flipping. Yeah, we have that. We have funding for flipping where you can have zero flipping experience and we can still help you get the money that you need. And greetings from Wisconsin. Brett, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that as well. I'm going to do one more lap here through chat and Q&A to make sure I got to everybody. What was the name of the video for the partner from last month? It is how to become a business loan broker. And it's on YouTube. I'm not sure how to access it. Let's see if we can figure this out. We'll even see if it shows up. How to become a business loan broker. Let's see if it just pulls up with a typical Google search here. Block. Here you come. No, that was a year ago, so I don't want you to have to scroll. So if you just go to creditsuite.com, or if you go to youtube.com/credit suite, you'll see our channel right here. If I go to videos and I go right here to search my videos, I can type in loan broker, and I'm pretty sure this will come up. Oh, I don't want loan broker. I want loan broker. And you can see how to become a loan broker is right here. Finding the right, how to earn 7 figures as a loan broker 3 weeks ago. You could see right here. So all I did was I go to youtube.com/credit suite. I come down here to this little search bar. I search loan broker, and you can see how to earn 7 figures as a business loan broker. 22.6 thousand views here a few weeks ago. That was really a popular one. So that's how you actually can access that. Hopefully that helps you there. Okay, and Q&A, still have some questions here. Thanks for the great information. I really appreciate you saying that. Do you have a recommendation for a business bank to start with as a startup? I don't. We've got one that's online that we use. I can't think about off the top of my head that we recommend in our newsletter, but any of them will work. I work with Regions personally, and I love Regions, and I've had good success with Wells Fargo as well, but I don't really have an answer. I don't like Bank of America. I don't like Bank of America, but I can tell you that because if you listen to the beginning of this webinar, you know that I had a bank came after me, cleaned out my bank accounts. That was Bank of America. So they're my less favorite. My mistake's not theirs, but still. But I don't really have one necessarily that I recommend over others. Blessed to be here. Thank you so very much. I need to pivot my business improperly set up, and thanks to you, amazing info. I appreciate that as well. Can you help me fund my business? Or if I say, yeah, we can help you from the scratch, build your fundability. All you have to do is just give us a call. We can walk you through that. Is there something we need to tell the person we sign up with to get this deal? There's not. If you tell them that you're coming in as part of the webinar special, they'll know what to do to make sure that you're taken care of. Okay, so that's all you have to. You don't even have to do that, but if you do that, you should be good. But here's the deal. If you go to creditsuite.com/webinar, that link is already set up to give you those bonuses, or just tell them that you heard about it on the webinar and they'll be able to make sure you're taken care of. Will the webinar be replayed? It is. Because you stayed to the end, you'll get a replay of this tomorrow. It will come in your email. It takes a while for this to process because it's so long, but you'll have this done tomorrow. Is NAICS code 535? No way I could tell you, but I can tell you how to figure that out. If I go right here, answer live, I did. And if I go right here and I type in high risk industries, high risk industries. I'm going to find this. Give me a second. High risk industry, NAICS. NAICS, you'll pull it up right here. There's actually NAICS. There's a list you pull up. High risk industry NAICS pulls up that list right here. You'll actually see that we have an article here on our blog that maps out everything you need to know about this as well. I mean, it's a really detailed article, a video on it, everything you need to know about NAICS. So you could just type in high risk industry NAICS, access our blog, or access a list here at NAICS.com. Either one of those are going to help you get the same results, just so you know that. Okay, want to go do one more final wrap up of questions, and then I'm going to wrap up. Steve says, I hate Bank of America. I had a $47,000 unsecured credit. They closed back in the banking crisis. I've always had perfect credit. Yeah, I mean, look, I have problems with Bank of America because they did me wrong. But in all fairness, it wasn't them. It was me. I defaulted on the credit line they gave me. I guarantored it. It was a guarantor giving them the ability to. So I just have to be more accountable, I guess, for my own mistakes. But it bothers you a little, like when you're passing bad checks to pay your electric bill. The underlying circumstances around that sometimes bothersome. But Steve, I can relate. I'm going to wrap this up. I know there's a lot of you might still have questions. Give us a call. We're not going to leave you stranded. Give us a call. Send us an email. I give you almost an assurance. If you call right about now, you're going to run into possibly voicemail. But again, we will call you right back. It's just, we make sure that we've got a lot of people that work here, but when we do a webinar for thousands of people, we've got all kinds of people calling at the same time. Give us a call, send us an email. We'd love to talk with you more. You're entitled to a free consultation, free business credit reports for 30 days, fundability assessment, financing qualification, all by just giving us a call. You can schedule that at creditsuite.com/consult or email us to get it. Or you can self-enroll at creditsuite.com/webinar. If you want this special and you get on the phone with our team, just say, I want that special, that webinar special with Ty. Grab your $20,000, $20,620 worth of bonuses, not just made up values I came up with. That's the amount of money this stuff literally sells for. Like if you go to the websites of the places, you will pay exactly what I told you the value is, and they're giving it to us for free. So over $20K worth of bonuses if you're enrolling by this Friday at midnight. If you go to creditsuite.com/webinar, you'll probably see a countdown timer that will remind you of that. And again, cheaper to work with us than work on your own. So take years of business credit building, condense it to only months, avoid all those questions, mistakes everybody's asking, everybody's making, by work with our advisors in tech that work you through the process step by step with our data team that gives you up-to-date information so you're only applying for stuff you know you can get. Access max funding in one place, an entire finance team at your disposal, processors, finance officers. Entire job is to help you get money now through the life of your business, help you get money as a startup, help you get money to scale, help you get money to exit, or help to get SBA loans if you ever want to sell the business, buy another business. We help you through the entire process of being able to get business credit and financing. So don't forget that all comes. You're working with our tech, our team, and it's cheaper to work with us than do it on your own. Also, don't forget that outside of one payment of $29.97, payments of $5.97, we can customize payment plans for you. We can get you financing to financing. We've got off website programs that can help you if you've already got some of the work done. A lot of those options, but the best way to figure it out is to give us a call, send us an email before you forget later in the week and miss out on the $20,000 worth of bonuses. So do so. And again, you can self-enroll at creditsuite.com/webinar. So, and Mane says, is it easy to help a company in the food industry? It's easy for us to help anybody in any industry because we've mapped out a system that will work for you no matter what industry that you're actually in. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and do one final swipe of questions here. Thank you, Ty. I have a nonprofit. Yep, it can attain business credit. Absolutely. Looking forward to helping. Looking forward to working with you, James. Thanks for enrolling with us. Really excited. Really looking forward to you. Amazing webinar. Thank you very much. And again, I just have one thing, absolutely the best business credit information I've ever accessed. Kelvin, thank you very much. I'm going to say one thing in closing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what it's like for someone like me and a company like us that gives away all the information that we give away for free? Can you imagine what's behind our paid gateway? Can you imagine? Like, that's what you get. You see all these case studies. You see all these results. We see individual people that have secured over $1 million in business credit, 42,000 plus people as of last year that we've helped through this process, hundreds of online reviews, not just people typing stuff in, leaving video reviews. It all comes back to one point. If you want to get the most money for your business at the best terms, we can help you. And if you think our free information gets you a large part of the way, imagine what it's like to pull back the curtains and actually work with the team that works with me directly through this process. I mean, we just absolutely expedite the process and get you better results faster without a doubt. So if that's what you're interested in, give us a call. We'll work with you to make it affordable. I look forward to working with you on the other side. Thanks for tuning in. We've been here for a while. Hopefully you got a lot of good actionable info. Any other questions you have, please tee them up and let our team know. We are here to help. And Alvin says, I'm coming aboard. I'm working with Bob Corbett. Congratulations, Alvin. Thanks for getting enrolled. Just so you know about Bob. Bob and I worked together when I owned my consumer credit repair business. Him and I worked together. Okay, he worked with me then, sold the business, came on board at Credit Suisse. So Bob and I go back 15 years of working together. Really great guy. I love him. So again, looking forward to ever working with everybody. Imagine what it's going to be like to work with us directly with all the information we give for free when you actually get behind our scenes paid with our tech and with our team. Some other really cool things being a client that we're working on this year that you're going to love as well, including going to where the banks get the information, their credit sources. We're bringing that forward, putting it into a fundability score that will even help make it easier for you to get pre-screened for financing. All of that you get access to as a client. So again, looking forward to working with you. creditsuite.com/webinar to get started, or give us a call at 877-600-2487 and ask any other questions that you may have. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to working with you, helping you expedite your business credit building and being able to help you get financing now and through the lifetime of your business. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.